When kneading the dough, remember to knead and press in one direction, so that the dough can be kneaded very finely. Continue to explain by hand. The dough in the hand has been kneaded almost into shape. Next, he kneaded the dough into long strips. After brushing a layer of secret cooking oil on the surface of the dough, cut it into noodle pieces of the same size. Then, he took out a layer of plastic wrap and covered it. Let it rise for another 10 minutes, then take it out and knead it again to make it into a thinner noodle. After the noodle's rest time is up, take 2 noodles directly by hand, grab the 2 ends, and gently pull them apart, pulling and falling at the same time. Then fold in half and pull and drop again until the noodles are thinner. Remember, this is the most important link. Be sure to remember not to rush. According to the flexibility of the noodles, pull it to the best degree. Finally, put the pulled noodles by hand into the pot of boiling water. Push it gently to prevent the noodles from sticking. Boil on high heat for 2 minutes, and then the noodles can be taken out of the water. This is the process of making ramen noodles. Every link in this can't be wrong. Once there is a mistake, or the timing is wrong, the noodles will not be very tasty. Ake breathed a sigh of relief, and carefully recalled the series of actions just now. Then nodded and said, "Okay, father, I understand." Shota smiled gratifiedly. "Then start practicing. Work hard towards the level where you can become a master." Then, on the second day, Ake started ramen training. In the back kitchen, he followed suit and poured some flour into the basin. Then slowly pour the prepared warm water together. However, just when Ake was about to start kneading the dough. But I found that the flour was very viscous, and it was impossible to knead it at all, and the flour bumps were stained with one hand. Calamus on the side reminded, "Ake, pour some more flour in it, you should have added a little too much water just now." Ake nodded, and followed suit. However, the second time I poured too much flour, I had to add some more. Going back and forth, just to adjust the appropriateness of water and flour. Ake just spent a day, and still not very skilled. Arrived the next day. When Ake was about to continue pouring the flour bag, he walked over with his hand, and then said softly, "Pour it in slowly, and it will be enough to pour it into a third of the basin." And when the flour is poured, Calamus brought the warm water and said with a smile, "Come on, I'll pour the water for you, and you can stir it well with chopsticks." With the help of hand beat and Calamus, the amount of water and flour in the basin is just right. Ake put down the chopsticks and started kneading the dough with both hands. Once, twice, 3 times. After kneading for less than a minute, Ake looked at his hands in embarrassment and said, "Father, why is this surface so sticky again? It can't be kneaded well at all." Shaking his head, he walked over. He grabbed a handful of flour in his hand, sprinkled it lightly in the basin, and kneaded the dough himself. Clap clap. Remember, if your hands are stained, it means that the flour is not enough. You can use your hands to grab a little less and put it on it. This can't be rushed, you need to get used to it slowly. It didn't take long for the dough to be kneaded by hand. It is very elastic when you hit it with your fingers. Ake nodded, and started all over again. Day 3, day 4. A week later. He still stopped at the step of kneading the dough. No chance at all to proceed to the next step. The kneading dough is never very good, it can even be said to be poor. Handa and Chongpu did not complain too much, they have been helping Ake with all their heart and responsibility. However, in the face of this situation, the audience in the live broadcast room was a little puzzled. Hidan. Nima. Did you make a mistake? You've been kneading dough for a week. Didera. Hey, is Master Ake so stupid? How could he not knead the dough well? Haitu. Oh. How did this happen? Making ramen noodles is so hard. It didn't take even a few minutes for me to learn how to knead noodles. Kusukuna. Looking at the situation, Ake doesn't even have the talent to make ramen this time, does he? Kakashi. It's really a bit miserable. Even his father's inheritance is gone. Ake's future road may be a bit gloomy. Naruto. Damn it. I thought Ake could be an excellent chef. Everyone was puzzled. Why did Ake take such a long time to learn such a simple operation of kneading dough? Common people are much stronger than him. And one day when Ake was still learning how to knead noodles at the Ichiraku ramen restaurant, 13 or 14-year-old Anko, Kakashi, and Kuroyuki happened to walk in. "Boss, 3 bowls of luxurious set ramen," Anko shouted happily. He replied with a smile. "Okay. Please sit down, 3, it will be ready soon." Kakashi and Yurihong didn't say much, and then the 3 sat down side by side. Coincidentally, Ake's position is facing them. Seeing a 4-year-old child kneading dough so hard, several people couldn't help laughing. "Oh, the boss's son is really hardworking, he can knead dough at such a young age. Look at this posture, I will be a great chef in the future. Little devil, learn hard. Sister big sister will try your noodles from now on." He glanced at his son with his hand, then smiled and said, "I also hope that he can become an excellent chef." Just as the 3 of them were joking, the dough in Ake's hand was hard. After being stunned for a few seconds, he threw the dough aside. Then continued pouring flour into the basin. Anko, who watched this scene, said indifferently, "Little ghost, it seems that your strength is not strong enough. Please work harder." Yurihong smiled and said encouragingly, "You are still young, take your time, don't be too anxious." Kakashi nodded and said, "If you fail once, you will gain experience once. It doesn't matter if you learn hard." Hearing these words, Ake didn't respond, and was still immersed in the work of kneading dough. He handed out the finished noodles and said with a smile, "3, please enjoy slowly." Anko shouted excitedly, "Thank you, boss. I'm going to start." Kakashi and Yurihong also enjoyed it together. And Ake, with a blank face, repeated his actions and continued to knead the dough. In this way, time flies. 2 months passed. As for Ake, he still stays in the ramen restaurant all day long. He doesn't care about night or day, no matter how many customers are in the store, and no matter how others strike up a conversation with him. Ake was silent, as if possessed. "I have been kneading the dough and don't care about foreign affairs at all." Handa and Chongpu have discouraged Ake many times, hoping that he can still have a good rest. Don't take things like not kneading the noodles too seriously. After all, Ake is only 4 years old, the age when he should go out and play more. But Ake shook his head and refused, he was only interested in kneading dough. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room were dumbfounded. Uchiha Mikoto. "Oh my god, it took 2 months to make a face." Kusukuna. This is too untalented, right? It's completely abnormal." Little Sakura. "That's right. Isn't it just kneading dough? Is it so difficult? I can do it." Deidara. "It's over. Master Ake is really going to capsize this time. Let alone rule the ninja world, he can't even do such a small thing well." Uchiha Madara. "What the hell is going on here? I always feel that there is something strange about it." Namikaze Minato. "I also feel like Ake was in the world of Neji back then. Didn't he just keep doing things that people can't understand? Finally we realized that it was cracking caged bird." Onoki. "But there's no way to compare, right? After all, Ake did that to crack caged bird. Now he is carefree and has no restraints. He just learns to make ramen. How can he make any fools?" Kakuzu. "HMPH, this video is a bit too boring, there is nothing interesting about it. 0. Hidan. "I have to say, my eyelids are twitching, I really want to sleep." Sarutobi Hiruzen. "Ake's daily life is too monotonous, I'm afraid it won't last long." Mitarashi Anko. "Hey. How did Ake come into my life and become a bit of a waste?" Everyone was disappointed with Ake's performance. For 2 months, they were actually doing the same very simple thing. For many people in the ninja world, this kind of daily life is really quite meaningless. Inside the video. Time passed again a week later. At noon this day, Ichiraku Ramen Restaurant. The business is much hotter than before, and a dozen or so seats have already been filled. Hand playing and Calamus are very busy. However, Ake, still kneading the dough without any change. Naruto and Shoji sit directly in front of Ake. The 2 of them seemed very bored because of the time spent waiting for the ramen. "Ake, stop kneading the dough, go and urge uncle, let him make my dough as soon as possible." "That's right, the little devil should help the adults more and stop playing with dough." In the live broadcast room, The audience was also a little anxious and impatient. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Hey, Ake should really stop. There's no need to work so hard anymore. Utatane Kaharu. That's right, she doesn't look sensible at all. Hidan. Ake, give up now. You are not suitable for making ramen. Kusakina. Ake in this life seems to be very persistent. Deidara. Master Ake's obsession is wrong, he should use it to practice ninjutsu or other explosions. And just when everyone was sighing and complaining constantly, inside the video, snapped. Ake places a piece of dough on the board. Suddenly stopped. He let out a long sigh of relief, and then said with a confident smile on his face. Okay, it's finally done. The diners and the audience in the live broadcast room were immediately confused. All stared at Ake suspiciously. Deidara. F*K. Trough. Master Ake, he finished. What did he finish? Haitu. I don't know, he just tossed the dough and didn't do anything else. Terumi Mei. He should be talking about the dough that has been kneaded for more than 2 months. But is it worth shouting out so aggressively? Kusakina. 3.8 Is there anything special about this dough? Hidan. Special? Dough is dough, and you can knead a bomb out of it. Uchiha Madara. Don't make noise, everyone, give me a serious look. At this time, because of Ake's words, everyone was refreshed. In the picture, Naruto and Choji also looked at Ake suspiciously. What are you talking about? What's done? The other diners all looked over one after another, not knowing why. Made several ramen noodles by hand, and then handed them out to the guests. Then, he turned around and asked, Son, is the dough reconciled? Calamus smiled, put down the work in hand, and was about to praise his younger brother. However, when all eyes were on Ake, next second, Ake suddenly grabbed the dough on the table, and then pulled it with both hands, pulling it into a shape similar to French bread. Then, Ake glanced around the storefront, and finally settled on a pole on the wall. He throws the dough over and hangs on it. Then he grabbed both ends of the dough with both hands and started walking out on his own. All the way out of the store, Ake switched his pace and ran directly. After running for almost 200 meters, Ake just stopped. But, surprisingly, the dough never broke. Like a rubber band, pull it full of elasticity. Everyone was dumbfounded by the scene in front of them. Kusakina. Ah. How is this possible? Ake's dough is so tough. Uchiha Makoto. It's been pulled for 200 meters, and it's still not broken. Kamen's ramen can be pulled up to 2 meters away, that's amazing. Jiraiya. I've been in the ninja world for so many years, and it's the first time I've seen such elastic dough. The ramen made with it must be very delicious. Naruto. I wish I could eat this long noodle. Hidan. It's off the charts. Ake showed off his amazing operation again. The hard work in the early stage was not in vain. Haitu. This is really shocking. It turns out that Ake is not a dead end, but has been trying to make the best dough. Now, he has really done it. Deidara. Ha ha ha. Master Ake is awesome. People who were bored just now, did they suddenly feel pain in the face? Utatane Kaharu. This leaves me speechless. Little Sakura. Great. Ake is not mediocre, he is still very talented in kneading dough. Uchiha Madara. As expected of the man I fancy, Little Ramen, I can't help him. Senju Hashirama. This kid, do you want to make incredible ramen? For a time, everyone was shocked. Who would have thought that Ake kneaded the dough after several months? It can be kneaded so elastic and tough, he is not without talent. Instead, he is doing some incredible things. Konoha village. Inside the Ichiraku ramen restaurant. He touched the dough that he had just kneaded with his hand, pulled it lightly, and said with a puzzled expression. Ake, how the hell did he get to that point? I have kneaded dough for most of my life, and I have never seen such exaggerated dough. I thought it would be difficult for him to learn ramen, but he turned out to be so talented? Calamus covered his mouth and said in surprise, I don't think it's a matter of Ake's talent. I'm afraid it's because we can't reach his level at all, so we don't understand what he's doing at all. And in the video, immediately afterwards, Ake returned to the shop. After the noodles were served at this time, The other people also began to eat with big mouthfuls. The ramen restaurant continued to return to calm. Not long after, Jiraiya just walked in. "Boss, a bowl of luxurious ramen." He slapped his hands and smiled and replied, "Oh 5, okay, wait a minute." As soon as he started talking, he went to the kitchen to get busy. Ake, on the other hand, seems to be trying to verify the elasticity of his ramen. I secretly picked up a lump of the noodles I made and put it in Jiraiya's bowl. Iris smiled and brought the bowl of noodles to Jiraiya. Looking at the delicious food in front of him, Jiraiya directly picked up the chopsticks and picked them up to eat. And when the noodles were just fed into the mouth, after chewing 2 mouthfuls. Puff puff puff. A crisp sound of flicking teeth exploded in Jiraiya's mouth instantly. Jiraiya's eyes twist instantly. Next second. Opening his mouth slightly, Jiraiya spat out a mouthful of blood with a puff. "How do you play the noodles today? One of my teeth was knocked out." Hear this. Everyone around was surprised. Handbeating is also terrified. He hurried over, and sure enough, he saw Jiraiya's front tooth was broken. And Ake. Then quietly poured out the ramen. Then he went upstairs silently. Seeing this scene. Tsunade. "What's the situation? It's such a Q-bomb. The teeth are broken." Kakashi. "This is too outrageous. Little Sakura. This is simply a hidden weapon." Deidara. F. Does Master Ake want to employ people? Hidan. Is it about to start? Ake's road to rise. Jiraiya. Good guy. My teeth are very hard. I really want to taste the noodles. Naruto. Me too. Ichiraku ramen itself is delicious, coupled with such tough noodles. Just thinking about it makes my mouth water. Yurihong. You guys are so bold. Who dares to eat this kind of noodles? Choji. It seems that Ake still needs to improve the formula. Anko. Seriously, it's the first time I've seen such a bombshell face. Inside the video. Sure enough, Ake conducted another week of experiments and improved the formula. Immediately afterwards, Ake found handmade, and then seriously asked for advice on how to make soup and ingredients. Handbeating also taught him without reservation. Add water to the pressure cooker. Then take a weighed pork tenderloin out of the freezer. While doing the movements, he was also saying to his child, "Remember, Ake, whether you can make a good pot of soup depends mostly on the ingredients. This is the result of my father's research for most of his life. Today, you have to take a serious look at it and don't spread it to outsiders." Ake nodded, showing that he understood. Subsequently, the pork tenderloin was hand-pasted in a pressure cooker. Immediately afterwards, not long after, 3 whole chickens were added by hand, and an appropriate amount of chicken and duck racks were put into the pot. These meats must be stewed at high temperature. Remember one sentence: boil clear soup at low temperature, and thick soup at high temperature. And in the process of making soup, you have to observe it at any time. If there is foam, you must check it out with a spoon. While teaching by hand, Ake recorded it with notes. Soon after, I started making soup myself. On the first day, Ake began to boil soup with a pressure cooker. After several hours have passed, Ake opened the lid and took a small taste with a spoon. Shaking his head, he took the pot out and dumped it on the garbage dump not far away. Several wild dogs came after smelling it, and started licking it frantically. The next day, Ake started making soup again. He grasped the ingredients and timing very precisely. A few hours later, Ake took the pot of soup away again. Day 3, Day 4. 1 week, 2 weeks. 1 month. Seeing this, some viewers in the live broadcast room were impatient. Deidara. Hey, Master Ake, don't waste it. Why are they all down? Little Sakura. Good guy, you really deserve to be the son of a chef. What a waste of things. Naruto. Really? If you don't want to drink it, you can give it to me when I eat ramen. The family is out of food. Namikaze Minato. Naruto, you haven't been born yet. Choji. Although he threw it away, I feel that the soup must be good, otherwise those dogs would eat it so deliciously. Ino. I really want to taste it. Ake, don't pour it like this again. It's a pity. Namikaze Minato. According to the situation of Ake making ramen before, He should be striving for perfection and want to make the soup ultimate. Uchiha Madara. Not bad. Ake is a man who pursues perfection. Kakashi. But isn't the standard too high? Such a waste every day. Maybe all the shops will be closed down. Yurihong. It is estimated that Ake will not stop in a few months. Haitu. If you find out about being beaten by hand, you will probably be very angry, right? Shota. Of course. It's just because it's Ake, so I trust him. In pursuit of the most delicious ramen, it's all worth it. While everyone was talking about it, 3 months have passed since the time in the video. On this day, after Ake boiled a pot of soup again, he took a sip with a spoon. He closed his eyes and smiled. Good, it finally worked. Seeing this, many viewers in the live broadcast room couldn't help but gasp. They really want to know what Ake's so-called successful soup is like. And the next day, third Hokage happened to pass by the Ichiraku ramen restaurant. Then I went in and ordered one, and then exchanged a few words. Hand. How is your child doing? While pulling the noodles with his hands, he said with a smile, blessings for the third generation, everything is fine. Recently I learned ramen from me, and I plan to give this shop to him in the future. Third generation rubbed his beard, appreciatively, that's pretty good. While the two were talking, Ake poured the soup he made into a bowl. Not long after, the handmade noodles were put into the bowl of soup that Ake poured. Please use it slowly, third generation. Third Hokage smiled, then took a chopstick, stirred twice, and took a bite. And that's just one bite. Let third Hokage freeze on the seat directly. His expression is ethereal and empty, and his eyes are blurred. This mouthful of ramen gave third Hokage an unprecedented experience. It was as if an infinite dose of psychedelics had been released in the mouth. It made him unable to speak. This feeling penetrated directly into his brain, made him forget himself, and could only revel in this delicious food. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds later. Third generation seems to have some kind of strange hallucination. He began to gasp heavily, his face flushed. Then, start undressing. Just as third generation was about to take off his clothes in a daze, he saw his expression inadvertently. This pair of obsessed with lust made me terrified on the spot. Legs and feet are weak, back is cold. Could this be a sign of poisoning? Third generation, are you okay? Shoda ran to the side of third Hokage, yelling in fear. If Mr. Hokage has an accident in this shop, then his family's signboard will be finished. Seeing that third generation didn't respond, he hit him directly on his thigh. Only then did third Hokage wake up. He held his clasped hands and acts in a daze. Here, what happened? Don't know how to explain it. The appearance of the third generation just now was as if he had been enchanted by an illusion. And it's such an indecent illusion. A mosquito fell in just now. Master third generation, I'll give you another bowl of noodles right away. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room are almost gobbling. Didera. Hey! What the hell is Master Ake doing this time? Why is third Hokage hallucinating? Little Sakura. Good guy. There must be poison in this soup. Naruto. Grandpa Hokage just looked like he was obsessed with sex. I don't know what he saw. Choji. Is this really making ramen? First, I flicked off my human teeth, but now I have hallucinations after drinking soup. It feels like it has completely become a weapon. Ino. I really want to try it. Kakashi. Do you dare to taste this? Have you hallucinated without watching third Hokage? Yurihong. What the hell is Ake doing? Black soil. I feel like I'm about to roll over. In the video. Recently I don't know what's going on, it feels like something is wrong with my ramen. After closing. Slapped at home and complained in surprise. Master Jiraiya before took a bite of ramen and broke her teeth. Today's Lord Third Hokage, after taking a sip of soup, it was like a magic trick. Undress. Is there something wrong with my craftsmanship? I'm afraid it won't work if this continues. The hand-slapped face was very troubled. At this moment, Ake on the side stood up silently. Or, come tomorrow. Shoda was slightly taken aback. Can you? Ake nodded solemnly. I've practiced for so long, I should be able to handle it. If it doesn't work, Dad, can't you just help me and keep an eye on it? Seeing Ake's serious face, he thought for half a minute. Then, nodded. Okay, then let you come. Anyway, sooner or later, you will become a real ramen chef who can do it alone. You might as well exercise early. See this scene. The audience in the live broadcast room were dumbfounded. Kakashi. Hey. Hit the boss with your hands. You are in the rhythm of something big. Yurihong. Ake's previous 2 tests were a big overturn. If you want him to do it himself, isn't this going to smash your own signboard? Naruto. It's over. I'm going to eat the dead. Black soil. I feel like I'm about to roll over. In the uneasy mood of everyone. Soon. In the video. Day 2 has arrived. Ake also soon meets his first group of guests. Kurenai, Yuhi, Anko, and Kakashi. Hey, are you here to cook today? See Ake change clothes. Yurihong asked curiously. Well, today I will be the chef for a day, please sit down. Anko, Yurihong, and Kakashi sat in the shop. Don't make it too unpalatable. Kakashi didn't give any face, just said that. Anko has a serious face. It doesn't matter, as long as the taste is not too different, I can accept it. Yurihong also nodded. That's right. Don't be so strict with Ake's little boss, it's his first time cooking. Kakashi rolled his eyes and said nothing. Ake quickly started making ramen. I saw him raising the knife and dropping it with a skillful gesture. Knead the dough into shape, then roll it hard, then pull it up, and repeat it several times to pull out a long and thin ramen. Kakashi and the others looked at this seemingly common noodle, but it exuded a tempting aroma. They couldn't help drooling, waiting for a bite. Ake puts the ramen in the pot, boils it, picks it up, then adds various delicious ingredients into the bone broth, and finally serves a bowl of fragrant ramen on the table. It feels better than expected. That's right, far exceeded my expectations. Kurenai, Yuhi, and Anko swallowed, and then swallowed. Immediately. An unprecedented wonderful feeling into the mouth. The taste of Q-bomb is full of chewiness. Coupled with the soup that melts in the mouth, they are so delicious that they can't stop. This. How can it be so delicious? This is the best ramen I've ever had. My God. What is this smell? This smell is amazing. Hear this. The audience in the live broadcast room still didn't react for a moment. Kakashi frowned and looked at the two with a puzzled look. What's the matter? Is it delicious? Right. Take a bite and try it and you'll know. Seeing how excited these two are, Kakashi is dubious. However, he immediately launched the transformation technique, picked up the chopsticks and took a bite. For a moment, like a bomb exploded in his mouth, Kakashi trembled all over, his expression completely distorted. This. How could this be? How can this be? Shua. 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 The three of them seem to be insane. Smash the noodles in your mouth like crazy. Drink the soup. I was sweating profusely after eating, my face was flushed. Even my eyes were bulging. See this scene. The audience in the live broadcast room were all dumbfounded. Little Sakura. What happened? Didn't Ake overturn twice before? Why did it suddenly become so delicious this time? Naruto. I'm going. The halazi that Mr. Kakashi ate is pouring out. How delicious are these noodles? Namikaze Minato. The expressions of the three people are all distorted, which is a bit outrageous. Choji. How can it be so delicious? Even if it is the most luxurious set meal, it won't be like this. Ino. I really want to taste it. What kind of taste is it? Kakashi. What's the matter with that bowl of noodles? No matter how delicious it is, it won't make me lose my temper like this, right? Yurihong. I don't know, anyway, judging from my expression, it should be that I have never eaten such a delicious thing, otherwise it is absolutely impossible that my face is distorted. Haitu. Oh my God. What happened? Has my husband suddenly become a master? Hand type. I don't know. I've been in a ramen shop for so long and have never seen customers eat like this. What's more, those who often come to eat ramen must have encountered a special taste. Didera. It's taking off. Master is taking off. Uzumaki Kushina. It started. Ake is going to start. For a time, many viewers were talking about it. They never expected that the three of Kakashi would frantically smack their noodles while praising the deliciousness. Such eating suddenly made many people feel incredible. Inside the video. Soon, the three of Kakashi ate all the ramen in the bowl. Not even a drop of soup was left, Anko said with a satisfied and happy face. This bowl of noodles is simply magic, one bite and you will be in a state of bliss. Yurihong also blushed, and said cheerfully, the taste is simply wonderful, you can feel the elasticity and silky texture with every bite. Kakashi let out a long sigh of relief, and sincerely praised. This is simply a gift from the sky. Handa and Calamus standing aside were also stunned, with expressions of disbelief on their faces. The scene in front of them was something they had never expected. It is the first time for my own children to make noodles, and the customers have such high evaluation. Immediately afterwards. Soon, word of mouth spread the news that Ichiraku Ramen Restaurant's newly launched ramen is delicious, and more people lined up at the door. It exploded immediately. Not only villagers, but also foreign tourists have traveled thousands of miles to try the food. Its texture, its elasticity, its taste makes people linger. Everyone wants to try this ramen. Once you try it, you want to come back again. The sky is clear and the sun is sunny. Namikaze Minato walked leisurely on the street, observing the situation in the village. And when he passed the Ichiraku Ramen Restaurant and saw so many people queuing up, immediately some doubts. Immediately, he asked Hyunma Shiranui at the side. What's going on? Why are there so many people in this ramen restaurant? Shiranui Genma smiled and explained, fourth generation, you don't know yet? Recently, Ichiraku Ramen has become popular in several surrounding villages. His ramen suddenly became delicious for some reason. Recently, I eat a bowl every day. If one don't take a bite, I feel uncomfortable. Namikaze Minato was a little surprised. He didn't expect such a thing to happen in the village. Afterwards, he smiled and said, since you said it's so delicious, let's also queue up and buy a bowl for Kukina later. However, the voice just fell. Namikaze Minato saw his wife walking out of the ramen restaurant with a satisfied face, holding 2 packing boxes in her hand. Kukina quickly found Namikaze Minato, ran over quickly, and said with a smile, Minato, are you here to eat ramen too? No need to queue, I'll pack a copy for you. Seeing this, many viewers in the live broadcast room couldn't help being shocked. Didera. I'll go. Master Ake is blowing up this wave. Haitu. I never expected that the business would be so good. This team must have lined up at least a few hundred meters away. Yurihong. It's only been a few months? I's level has surpassed? Onoki. Good guy. He said that this wave has no talent, but he has become a well-known gourmet in the end. Did the preparations made by Ake in the early stage completely explode at this moment? Naruto. Wow. So many people eat it, I don't know how delicious it tastes. It makes my mouth water. Ino. Ha ha ha. It's not ordinary at all. Ake is a talented chef, he is at the pinnacle of ramen. Tamari. This transformation is unbelievable, just after everyone complained for a while. Next, in the video, the perspective came to Anko. After eating ramen, Anko looked excited and hummed along the way. I returned to Orochimaru's laboratory in a happy mood. After entering the laboratory, Anko immediately changed his cold expression. Orochimaru, who just finished an experiment, came out from the innermost part, frowning and looking at the acne red. What's going on? I'm late today. Anko hesitated for a moment, opened his mouth, but didn't know what to say. Orochimaru then said seriously, don't think too much, and don't make any excuses, just speak out honestly. To master, don't lie. Anko hesitated for a few seconds, then replied in a low voice. Yes, it's because of the ramen that has become popular recently in the village. Then the queue was very long and there were too many people, so I had to be late for 2. Hearing this, Orochimaru frowned even more. What ramen? Is it so magical? Anko nodded, showing a happy smile and said, of course, Many people from other villages have come here admiringly. You should try it too. Orochimaru nodded and said nothing more. Then, came the next day. Anko came early again to occupy a seat in line. Ake, come for the spiciest fresh shellfish ramen. When it was her turn, Anko would raise her voice and yell. In the days that followed, Anko would show up on time every morning and queue up. Ake, have a big bowl of tonkatsu ramen. Ake, here's a family portrait, big bowl. Ake, a copy of the title facade, next month. Rain or shine, or experimenting in Orochimaru's lab, Anko is in Konoha village. She will insist on going to eat a bowl of ramen. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room started talking. Kakashi. It seems that the deliciousness of ramen has completely captured Anko's mouth. Yurihong. Isn't it? It's like being possessed by a demon, going every day. Little Sakura. I eat so much, is Mr. Anko not tired of eating? Kusakina. I don't seem to have any interest in other food, I only focus on eating ramen. Haitu. It's over, come and go, she won't have feelings for my husband. Anko. It's not your husband this time, what's the rush? Next, video conversion. A month later. In the evening, the Ichiraku ramen restaurant was closed. In the room. Hitting by hand, Calamus and the two were holding thick ledgers. I was burying my head in the calculation very seriously. While the two of them were calculating, they couldn't help trembling in their hearts. Until the early hours of the morning, the two of them slowly put down the ledger. Handa and Chongpu looked at each other in shock, and then looked at Ake in disbelief. No way. The turnover in this short period of 1 month has exceeded the sum of the previous 2 years. It's so shocking. Ake has completely surpassed his father. Faced with the astonishment of the two, Ake didn't take it seriously. While packing up the tableware, he said calmly, "It's not enough, it's almost meaningless." Hearing this, the audience in the live broadcast room immediately became excited. Naruto. I always feel that this scene is familiar. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Bomb. It was the bomb. Kakuzu. Are you going to start again? Kakashi. Hey. Is this not enough? I earned the same money as the previous 2 years in 1 month, and the daily sales have increased by at least 100 times. Yurihong. What else do you want? It has already caused such a big sensation, which means that the taste has reached its peak, right? Haitu. Not only people from Konoha village eat here, but also many foreigners come here. Hasn't the reputation of the ramen restaurant already started? Namikaze Monado. No, it should be said that Ake is very meticulous. Maybe he thinks there is room for improvement. After all, he was very serious when making ramen and soup. Onoki. Yes, according to Ake's style of work, he definitely wants to go to the next level. As for how to do it, that's not something we can understand. Most viewers felt that Ake was too Versailles. After all, the business is doing so well, he is still not satisfied, and he still feels that he owes some time. As for which aspects are not enough, the audience does not know. Immediately afterwards, the slap in the screen couldn't help but say in surprise. Brat, don't you think it's enough? If this continues, the entire ninja world will know about our shop. What else do you want? Ake shook his head and said, Father, listen to me. Now the ramen I make has both taste and appearance, and it is widely praised by the public. But don't you think there's something more to come? Calamus frowned, and said with some doubts, isn't ramen already perfect if it has these 2 points? However, after thinking about it for a few seconds, Sho Dazai sighed and said, what you want to talk about is the fragrance. After all, a delicacy that is complete in color, fragrance and taste is the top delicacy. Ake nodded with a smile and said, that's right, the color and taste have been resolved, and the next day will be to study the fragrance. After this, Ake once again invested in research and development. He carries a pannier every morning. Then go to the field or go to the market to see what materials are very fragrant. Then came the night. Ake began to try to mix various vegetation seasonings to see what different fragrances he could create. Day after day. Ake persisted every day, forgot to eat and drink, and never slacked off for a day. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room couldn't help but start to praise. Yurihong. Ake is really serious, and he insists on researching every day in order to create fragrance. Little Sakura. Yes. Although ramen has sold so well, he is still working hard to pursue perfection. Shikamaru. If it were me, I would probably have just lie flat. Where is the time to study so much? Kakashi. This is determined by everyone's personality and preferences. Kiki-same. Although you are all very excited, I still want to pour a basin of cold water on it. No matter how delicious ramen is, it is just a food. Ake's achievements in this life can only be a chef. Second Mizukage. That's right. This kind of common people's life is not affected at all by our ninja world. Third Raikage. Even if you become the strongest chef, you can't conquer the ninja world, and you can't bring peace to the ninja world. Uchiha Fugaku. It seems that Ake in this life can only go on the path of a chef after all. Second Tsuchikage. I had high expectations for Ake, but I ended up researching these things every day. For someone like me who doesn't like food, it's a bit boring. Senju Tobarama. To be a chef without any force, you can only live a dull life without doing anything. Although most of the audience watched it very high. But compared to Ake's seriousness, some viewers thought it was nothing more than that. Compared with the previous videos, Ake changed the ninja world and ruled the ninja world in terms of these great causes. Ake has been determined in this life, at most he will become the strongest chef in the ninja world. I'm afraid that ruling the ninja world to bring peace or something is unlikely this time. Next, in the video. In Konoha village, the streets are still bustling. There is still a long queue in front of Ake's ramen shop. But at this time, in a cave not far from the village, Third Hokage and Orochimaru are facing each other. Around the two of them, there were all kinds of experimental equipment, and even in the petri dishes, some corpse specimens, including some living specimens, could be seen. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast immediately began to discuss. Anko. Isn't this in Orochimaru's secret base? It was discovered by the third generation project. Didera. This should be the last scene of Orochimaru's defection to Konoha, right? Fighting against my teacher. Asuma. It was the first confrontation between the two, but it was a pity that Orochimaru ran away in the end. Jiraiya. Wrong. Orochimaru was let go by third Hokage on purpose, maybe because of old love, he couldn't bear to kill him. Black Soil. Orochimaru deserves it too. Who made him do so many crazy things, and finally it was exposed. Onoki. Hey. Orochimaru's laboratory has been in Konoha village for so long, how could Sarutobi Hiruzen, as Hokage, not know? He came here to tear down bridges. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Damn Onoki. Sit up straight, walk well, stop talking nonsense. Damn it, to actually bring up this kind of adult matter. Qian Lihao. In Tien country base, Orochimaru's reaction was distasteful. Being kicked out of Konoha village and becoming a traitor is arguably one of the few things he doesn't want to be mentioned. But now it is exposed in front of everyone. It's really annoying enough. In the picture. After the two sides fought for a while, Orochimaru finally did not choose to be tough, but fled directly. After blasting a gap in the base, gunpowder filled the air. Orochimaru immediately seized the gap and escaped. And third Hokage and a group of Anbu are chasing after. See here. The audience in the live broadcast room also began to discuss. Jiraiya. After all, Orochimaru is still too young, and he still lost in the end. At this time, the third generation is not a bit strong. Onoki. Third generation has really softened his heart. If he is serious, he will definitely be able to kill him. Kakuzu. Now that Orochimaru has defected, third generation has left a trouble for himself. He is soft-hearted now, and he doesn't expect that Orochimaru will kill him in the future. Uchiha Fugaku. That's right, everything is to blame. Ghost Lantern Wanyue. Anyway, I feel that this wave of Orochimaru is a bit pitiful. Didn't he still do human experiments during the war? Why are you here to catch him now? Terumi Mei. You were right. It must have been used up by third generation and then abandoned? Little Sakura. Anyway, Mr. Anko should be relaxed now, right? Naruto. That's right. Without Orochimaru, I would have to spend 3 meals a day at a ramen shop. The audience sighed incomparably. Seeing that one of the former Konoha Sannin has now become a traitor, Shenjia has mixed feelings in his heart. On screen. After running off the base, Orochimaru went straight out of Konoha village. Just when everyone thought he would do this, suddenly, something unexpected happened to everyone. I saw Orochimaru, who was running wildly. Suddenly his body trembled, and his face changed accordingly. What's going on? What's this smell? Why is it so fragrant? Orochimaru was stunned for a moment. I even unconsciously moved my throat and swallowed my saliva. Is it the smell from the restaurant? Orochimaru looked around in surprise. But immediately gritted his teeth and cursed. Damn. Now is not the time to talk about that. After saying that, Orochimaru immediately ran again. But the more he ran, the more he felt something was wrong. Because, the scent he smelled became stronger and stronger. It's almost taking his soul away. Damn it, what the hell? Couldn't bear the smell. Orochimaru couldn't stand it anymore and stopped directly. Then concentrate on finding the source of the smell. A few seconds later, Yin Snake finally found the source of this fragrance. It is the Ichiraku ramen shop. Is this the store that Anko mentioned earlier? Orochimaru's expression is frozen, and his heart is extremely tangled. Now he is not a ramen shop at all. It's time to run. But this smell, it's really unbearable. After thinking for 3 seconds, boom. Orochimaru made a move that left everyone dumbfounded. Put your hands together and launch the transformation technique directly. Then headed over to the Ichiraku ramen shop. Seeing this scene, the audience in the live broadcast room was silent for a moment. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. After 5 full seconds, a huge noise erupted from the Quanon world. Didera. Damn. Trough. Do you want to be so outrageous? Orochimaru, you were running for your life. You still have the mind to eat. Hidan. I can't believe it. Orochimaru can't walk. This ramen is too attractive. Onoki. Good guy. What is the magic of Ake's ramen? Orochimaru wants to eat it even if he dies? Jiraiya. Orochimaru, who only wants to practice immortality, can't resist the temptation of noodles. Tsunade. Amazing. Orochimaru, you have today too. Kakashi. Orochimaru, you are also a foodie? Namikaze Minato. No, it should be said that Ake's ramen is too outrageous, making people feel like they have been fascinated by the soup, and they have to walk over to eat it unconsciously. Sarutobi Hiruzen. I thought that Orochimaru would not stay, so I changed my body and went in to eat. Little Sakura. This is too magical. Are you dying? Black soil. Ha ha ha. If Orochimaru is caught here, then Ake has done a lot of credit. A bowl of ramen can come in handy. Asterisk 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 asterisk. For a while, the audience in the live broadcast room kept talking. No one expected that Orochimaru, who has always been ruthless and specialized in experiments, stopped and ran to eat noodles during his escape. This is really unbelievable and puzzling. In a cave in Kawain village, Orochimaru also stared at the screen with wide eyes. What kind of ramen has such a strong appeal? Being chased by third generation and others, you can't move your feet, so you have to eat a bowl? I usually don't pay much attention to eating this piece. Then, the transformed Orochimaru blended into the crowd and got behind the queue. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen and others also chased here. After looking around a few times, Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately ran into the ramen restaurant and axe. Hand. Did you see the big snake passing by here just now? While kneading the dough with hands, he said cheerfully. No, third generation. Would you like some ramen? Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hands, and then ordered his subordinates. Quickly spread out and chase, we must not let him run away. Yes. After several Anbu members nodded, they immediately dispersed. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room couldn't help complaining. Didera. Ha 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 ha, third generation is so stupid, isn't it just in the queue? Hidan. What are you chasing after? You can't see it under your eyelids. Onoki. Ha ha ha. With a little transformation technique, you can turn Sarutobi Hiruzen around. Luo Sha. Are you really old and dizzy? Didn't you find it? No more chopping. I have to say that third Hokage's pursuit is too perfunctory. Don't you investigate so many people in line. Just ask the boss a few words and let it go. Kakashi. Don't say that. After all, there are so many people, there is no way to investigate, and who would have thought that Orochimaru would queue up to eat noodles? I dare not even think about it. Jiraiya. If it were me, I wouldn't think of this. Little Sakura. I can only say that Orochimaru is too brave, he did something that no one could even dream of. Naruto. This is called the more dangerous the place is, the safer it is. Next, in the video. The line is fast. After a while, it was Orochimaru's turn. But after all, it was his first time here, and he rarely ate out. Orochimaru was still a little nervous, and sat down without speaking for a long time. Greeting with a smile on his hands, he said, "Excuse me, what do you want to eat?" Orochimaru frowned, hesitated for a while before saying, "Give me a set meal that these people eat the most." He shook his hand and nodded, then immediately said, "Ake, a signature ramen." Then, not long after, a large and luxurious bowl of ramen was served in front of Orochimaru. Orochimaru sniffed it with his nose, and nodded in satisfaction. It was this smell that attracted me before. Then, he first looked around. After discovering that third Hokage et al. Did not return again and again, Orochimaru picked up the chopsticks and took a bite of the noodles. Orochimaru rolled his eyes, as if he had opened the door to the new world, and then began to pick up the chopsticks, swearing wildly into his mouth. In less than tens of seconds, he ate up all the noodles and soup. Finally, Orochimaru let out a satisfied sigh. "This noodle is amazing. Best thing I've ever eaten." Then, Orochimaru stood up and asked, "Boss, did you make these noodles?" While tidying up, he pointed to Ake, who was still busy, and said, No, this is what my son did." At this moment, Ake just packed a bowl of noodles, then looked at Orochimaru and said, "I did it. What's the problem?" Orochimaru narrowed his eyes and asked sincerely, "No problem, I just want to know, how can you make ramen so delicious?" Ake smiled, and replied calmly while busy, "Cooking itself is something that brings happiness to people. As long as you do it with your heart, it will taste delicious." Hearing this, Orochimaru's eyes lit up instantly, with a gleam of luster. "I didn't expect you to have such a high awareness at such a young age. It seems that Konoha village is not useless." Ake stopped his hands and looked at Orochimaru. Of course, for those of us who don't have ninja talents, the ability to study cooking peacefully is all thanks to the hard work of you ninjas. So working hard to make delicious dishes can be regarded as a reward for everyone. I will come here often in the future. Hear Ake's words. Orochimaru froze for 5 seconds. Finally, he looked at Ake seriously, then nodded and said, "Thanks for treatment." Afterwards, Yin Snake turned and left silently. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room immediately had a lively discussion. Naruto. Was Orochimaru also directly conquered by a bowl of noodles? Hidan. Looking at his surprised look at the end, he obviously appreciates Ake's craftsmanship. Yurihong. I don't know why, but this is a bit inexplicably touching. Kusukuna. Yes, Ake said that noodles made with heart will bring happiness to people. Orochimaru seems to feel it at this moment. Onoki. Orochimaru defected to the village alone, with no relatives or reason. In the process of fleeing, he ate such delicious and happy food, which made Orochimaru stunned and speechless. Jiraiya. Orochimaru has been alone since he was a child, and his relationship with me and Tsunade can only be described as mediocre, but now he is shocked by such a thoughtful sentence from Ake. Tsunade. I can even see the light in Orochimaru's eyes. I was really touched. Deidara. Master Ake's ideological awareness is simply too high. If it were me, I would probably be very moved when I heard this kind of words. Master Ake is really awesome. Uchiha Madara. This brat, alas, it's really. Senju Hashirama. Motor. Look at others, look at you. Uchiha Madara. Hot mom. Shut up, Look carefully. Inside the video. The news that Orochimaru had become a traitor and left Konoha village immediately spread throughout the village. 2 days later, under the enlightenment of Konoha executives and friends, Anko restored the tranquility of the past. And after the mood improved, naturally, I want to come to have a full meal. Anko came to the Ichiraku ramen restaurant early to line up. However, when she came, she found that the door was closed. Anko suddenly panicked. She hurried to knock on the door. Boom boom boom. Open the door, open the door. Click. After knocking for a while, the door was opened. Ake frowned and asked, "Who is it? What is it called so early in the morning?" Anko pointed at Ake angrily and said, "It's already time, you should open the door. Isn't it usually open?" Ake shook his head and said, "No, I won't be making ramen for a while." Anko's pupils dilated, wondering if she heard it wrong, and then she said anxiously, "Why? Are you injured? Or are you going away?" Ake sighed and said, "Neither, it's just because I have reached the ultimate level of ramen now, and there is no way to improve it. I'm going to start working on the next dish." Anko said with a long sigh of relief. "Phew. I was scared to death. I thought you were going to travel far away. If you develop new dishes, you can still sell ramen noodles. Isn't it okay to research your dishes while selling ramen noodles?" Ake shook his head and directly refused. "That won't work. My pursuit of cooking is relatively strict, and doing business while researching and developing will distract me." Hearing this, Anko suddenly felt very sad. Looking straight at the innocent Ake, "I feel like crying without tears. This is how to do I'm already addicted to your taste. Sudden closure of business, it's hard, is there really no other way?" Ake said comfortingly. "Look forward to my new dish, before that, please be patient." After finishing speaking, he didn't say anything more, and immediately closed the door. And Anko outside the door, silently froze in place. Looking at the closed door, a few drops of tears flowed from her eyes, then she lay down by the door and shouted very reluctantly, "I want to eat ramen. Tsunade, good guy. You cry when you can't eat ramen?" Haitu. I can understand, this is very bad news for foodie Anko. Naruto. What, I just want to cry. Terumi may. But it's okay. Doesn't she have other food that she likes to eat? Wait a month or so before she can eat the food made by Ake. I'm really looking forward to what Ake can do again. What kind of food? Yurihong. Ake is too craftsmanlike, right? The ramen has just been made perfectly, and it's been 2 days since I started working on the next dish. Haitu. My husband is very strict with himself at all times, bombs and cooking too. Kakashi. The so-called specialization in the art industry. Ake is really addicted to the fun of cooking this time. Juzuna. That the business of the ramen restaurant is selling so well now, so it's a bit of a loss to just abandon it directly like this? Kakuzu. I must have lost money. You can make a lot of money, but you don't like money, you just enjoy the process of cooking. Sarutobi Hiruzen. It's like the feeling that we ninjas have to practice an ninjutsu and forget to eat and sleep. Inside the video. After closing, Ake immediately devoted himself to the research of new dishes. On the second day, he placed all kinds of ingredients in his room and started to try them non-stop. And hand-playing also continues to take over the store. Ichiraku ramen is back to what it used to be. However, there is a 2-dimensional gap between hand-strike and Ake's skills. Many people find that the deliciousness of ramen is gone. The number of customers has gradually decreased. Even less than before. However, Anko still insists on waiting in line early every day. The next day, she found that Ake was not there, so she left directly. On the third day, Ake was still not there, she turned and left again. Until the fourth day, Anko found that Ake's door was still closed. She sighed helplessly, and then let Shoda make her a bowl of ramen. However, halfway through the meal, Anko put down the bowl and chopsticks with a painful face, and then left silently. Then, in the following time, Anko still went to the Ichiraku ramen restaurant every morning, as if he was mesmerized. Not seeing Ake, she just walked away and went to eat elsewhere. She visited all the shops she once loved. Meatballs, grilled meat, huakao squid, various dishes. However, for some reason, she still couldn't eat these things. After taking a bite, I feel like chewing wax, and I am not as happy as I used to be. So much so that after half a month, Anko lost a lot of weight. She was so good at eating before, but now she can't eat anything. The audience in the live broadcast room suddenly felt a little speechless. Yurihong. No way. Hong is a super foodie. Because Ake no longer sells ramen, she seems to have lost her sense of taste and can't eat anything. Grandma Xiao. Look, what kind of starvation has this child become? If this continues, it won't work. Kakashi. Hong is really possessed at this time. I'm afraid she can't eat anything except Ake. Didera. Master Ake is too fierce, isn't he? A bowl of ramen completely conquered a girl named Jonin in Konoha. Haitu. Look how pitiful she is. If Ake doesn't sell it all the time, wouldn't she starve to death on the street? Little Sakura. Teacher Hong, you must persevere. Hidan. Do you want to be so exaggerated? Isn't it just a bowl of noodles? Namikaze Minato. Don't forget, Orochimaru was running for his life just now, and he wanted to eat. Terumi Mei. I thought she would persevere, but it turned out that it really didn't work. Gaara. Ake's noodles must have added something addictive, right? Anko is obviously addictive. Seeing Anko's thinning appearance, many ninjas in Konoha were a little worried. He is obviously a foodie, but now he seems to be a patient who can't eat. If Ake has not researched new dishes, will Anko starve to death? Next, video C. 2 months passed by in a flash. On this day, there was not a single customer in the Ichiraku ramen restaurant. Beside the shop door, there was a woman with sunken eyes, surrounded by obvious dark circles. The bones in the arm are protruding. There is a marked lack of nourishment throughout the body. It seems to be a woman with only skinny appearance. In her eye sockets, there are only 2 yellow eyes left. As if reflecting his own despair. Seeing this, countless viewers in the live broadcast room were dumbfounded. Kakashi. I'll go. Anko, she's really starving to death. Yurihong. It took a few months to starve her into such a ghostly appearance. Little Sakura. It's scary. Teacher Anko seems to be dying. Tiantian. Oh my god. I lost at least a few dozen caddies. Ake, come out and save her. Ino. Yes. Forget about the new dishes, bring 2 big bowls of noodles to Teacher Anko, help me first. At this time, Anko in the Konoha tavern was also frightened by himself in the video. This is me. Didn't eat any snacks. How many times did you resist? Meatball soup. Can't eat all kinds of pastries? Do you only love the things made by Ake? Isn't this outrageous? How delicious is Ake's stuff? Ah. Next, in the video. Also on this day, Ake came out of his room. Then he wrote a few words on a board. Take it out and put it in front of the store. And the first time I saw Ake coming out, Anko jumped up immediately, and then desperately grabbed his hand and said, Ake. Are you out? Are you finally out? I want to eat, you made it, hurry up. Ake was taken aback by the unexpected Anko. However, look at her so pitiful and urgent appearance. He didn't say much. Quickly helped it to the seat, and then poured a glass of water. Wait a minute, I'll do it right away. And most of the audience in the live broadcast room who saw this scene also let out a long sigh of relief. Anko finally waited for this day. At the same time, they are also curious. What good dishes can Ake make this time? Immediately afterwards, Ake in the video took charge immediately. I saw him roll up his cuffs on his wrists. Then turn on the fire and pour an appropriate amount of oil into it. Wait for the oil to burn for a while. Ake made a quick move and grabbed 5 eggs in a row in a nearby basket. Clap clap. With a fierce tiger operation, the eggs were smashed into the oil in an instant. Nourish. Eggs and oil make a loud noise. Anko has been hungry for too long. Just the smell of the eggs makes her fascinated. Her face is full of intoxication. It smells so good, I really want to eat it right away. Immediately afterwards, Ake took out the leftovers from last night and poured them directly into the pot. Brush, brush, brush. Ake kept turning the pot with one hand without stopping. Grab the spoon with the other hand and stir back and forth. Wait for the rice to be fried evenly enough without separating one after another. Ake added salt, white pepper, and his own special sauce with a spoon. Boom. Finally, the lid of the pot was snapped directly on it, and Ake yelled in satisfaction. All right. Anko shouted impatiently. Quick. Let me eat. Ake nodded, and brought the pot directly in front of Anko. Please enjoy. This is my newly developed dish, golden fried rice. Seeing this, some viewers in the live broadcast rooms suddenly felt a little speechless. Because, this operation is too simple. Isn't that just an egg fried rice? Who in the audience has never eaten? Hidan. After working for a long time, it's just a bowl of fried rice. One thought it was a big meal. Didera. Oops, Master Ake studied for several months, did he learn this? Kakashi. It's such an ordinary food. When I have nothing to do, I will make it at home. Yurihong. The dishes that Ake researched this time are really too random, isn't it a bit fooling? Kusukuna. I think Anko still can't eat it, and I hope Ake will give her a bowl of noodles in the end. Little Sakura. Looking forward to a game in vain, hey. And just when many people are a little disappointed, Anko in the video is also ready to eat. At this time, she was really hungry. I have always looked forward to the food made by Ake. Even if it was fried rice, she carefully opened the lid of the pot. In the video, Anko lifted the lid of the pot, and suddenly, a burst of intense gold light shot straight into the sky and spread out. The light is too strong. Anko quickly covered his eyes with his hands, and said in surprise. What is this? It's so dazzling, and saw this scene. Everyone outside the video couldn't help but exclaim. Naruto. Damn. Fried rice can actually glow, what's going on? Hidan. Hey. What kind of luminous ninjutsu is this? How can fried rice be luminous? Kakashi. Blind my Sharingan Yurihong. Is this still edible? Isn't it poisonous? Didera. Ha ha ha. You really deserve to be Master Ake. The fried rice I studied is so different from others. Everyone was shocked. Hey guys, has anyone ever seen glowing fried rice? This is no longer the category of fried rice, but the category of ninjutsu. And most importantly, how does this glowing fried rice taste? Will it be poisonous if eaten? Many people have been speculating and talking about it. Next, in the video. Wait until the light fades away. The true face of golden fried rice was revealed to everyone. Everyone only saw that the fried rice was golden and brilliant, and the rice grains were distinct. Every grain of rice exudes a tempting aroma. Just looking at it through the screen, it seems that they can smell the fragrance, and many people even swallow their saliva. Their eyes are so greedy. Anko picked up the spoon and carefully dug a spoonful into his mouth. Next second, her expression twisted violently. The whole person felt as if he had been punched heavily, and his whole body was shaking. After a full 5 seconds of taste, Anko sighed with happiness all over his face. Wow. This is so delicious. What kind of fried rice is this? How can it be so delicious? Immediately, Anko devoured it directly, without any ladylike image. Not long after, a bowl of fried rice was cleaned up by her. Little Sakura. Is this fried rice so delicious? The plate was licked clean. Hidan. Let alone a simple fried rice that can shine, it actually makes Anko eat with happiness. Black soil. True or false? Is there such a magic power? Anko eats it up in 3 or 2 strokes. Naruto. Where can I buy fried rice like this? It makes me hungry again. Kakashi. I have to say, the appearance of this bowl of fried rice is really appetizing, and the color is warm. The rice grains are clearly plump. It seems that Ake has made another amazing dish. Onoki. Good guy. What the hell did Ake add? Are you juggling? Next, in the screen. The launch of golden fried rice has caused a huge sensation in Konoha village. There is a long queue at the door again, and Anko. It also didn't fall for a day. Get up at 5 o'clock every morning, line up for the earliest team, waiting for Ake to open the door. Been eating like this for a month. Anko's complexion finally recovered. The face became rosy. The thin body is getting fuller day by day. It even looks more feminine than before. Shop. After eating the fried rice that night, Anko rubbed his belly with a satisfied face, then leaned back on the chair. Ake poured a glass of water and handed it over, and asked, I eat fried rice for 3 meals a day, won't you get tired of it? Anko grabbed Ake's hand gratefully and said, how can you get tired? This fried rice is really great. How do you make such delicious fried rice? How on earth is this done? And your noodles, too, are full of nostalgic flavors. Woo. Thank you so much. It's been a long time since I've had such a pleasant and satisfying meal. Ake waved his hand and said, thank you for the compliment, it's just delicious. Anko shook his head, eyes full of admiration. Delicious is not worthy of describing this delicacy. Food made from your hands is simply a gift from heaven. You know, since I ate what you made before, I can't eat other snacks. Not only that, even some of my favorite meals before are so delicious. While cleaning up the dishes, Ake replied very plainly. Since you like it so much, I can make it for you every day from now on. Anko, who was originally excited, was stunned on the spot after hearing this, and looked at the busy Ake with a look of astonishment. Immediately, everyone could clearly see that Anko's cheeks turned red instantly. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast rooms suddenly exclaimed. Didera. No way? Master Ake confessed his love just like that? Haitu. Oh. If you want to cook for others every day, isn't that a confession? Ake's earthy love words really hit the girl's heart. Yurihong. It turns out that Ake has always had a crush on Hong. Kakashi. Looking at Anko's expression, she seems to be interested in Ake too. Could it be that these two will go together? Tamari. Then Anko is a real treasure. With a chef like Ake by his side, he can enjoy different food every day. Inside the video, Anko also thought that Ake had confessed his love to her. Then he lowered his head and said with some coyness, Then I'll come early tomorrow, is that okay? However, Ake shook his head and said, that won't work. Anko was suddenly a little surprised, and asked cautiously, Why? Ake said seriously, because starting tomorrow, I will start researching new dishes again. Hearing this, Anko froze again, staring at Ake with eyes full of shock. Again, have you started researching again? Didn't you just promise me that every day? Anko's expression froze completely. It's even more shocking than the death of third Hokage before. This scene immediately made many viewers in the live broadcast room couldn't help laughing out loud. Jiraiya. Ha ha ha. Ake is really murderous. He made Anko's thoughts fly away. Then he ran away. Terumi Mei. Isn't that right? Just now I promised others that I would prepare delicious food every day, but I immediately changed my mind to research new dishes. Yurihong. Anko has nothing to eat now. Onoki. Are you going to starve again? Little Sakura. I will probably do it. Anko-sensei will spend some time without thinking about food and tea again. One Kakashi. This is a bit pathetic. Didera. Curious about what new tricks Master Ake will research and come up with. Tamari. Let's not mention anything else. Why do I feel that Mr. Anko has been firmly tied to Ake? Uzumaki Kushina. That's right. Let's not talk about the body now. The risk has been honestly tied. How can I experience it in the future? Gaara. If you marry in the past, it will be over. Kakuzu. I think so too. I feel like this woman can't live without Ake. I saw the audience's complaints. At this moment, Mitarashi Anko in a tavern in Konoha village suddenly felt his face was hot. Ake, this guy, would actually do this in this way. Am I really inseparable from him? If I really marry him, won't I be siblings? It feels so embarrassing, and while everyone was talking about it. Inside the video, Ake has started his own research again. He moved the prepared ingredients into his room and retreated again. As for the shop, it is still handed over to the chef. But Anko still checks in every day, and insists on coming to the store to wait and see. **** Time flies, and soon a month has passed. And Anko's state is the same as the audience guessed. Crying for father and mother again, I lost my appetite. 2 full months have passed. On this day, Anko dragged his tired body and came to the Ichiraku ramen restaurant again with a pale face. When she saw that she was still standing there busy with her hands, Anko didn't say much, then turned around and was about to leave. However, at this moment, suddenly, a familiar figure appeared in front of her. It's Ake, and he was carrying a lot of things in his hand. Anko's face immediately turned red, and then he shouted excitedly. Ake. Are you out of customs? Ake said with a smile on his face. That's right, I just successfully researched a new dish this morning. Would you like to try it? Anko's eyes glowed, and he nodded quickly. I want to eat. Please let me eat. I haven't eaten properly in 2 months. I really want to taste your taste, a long time. Afterwards, the two returned to the shop. Ake put the things down, and then said a few words with Handa. Then, Handai and Akoris stood aside together, giving up the kitchen to Ake. And Ake stood behind the counter, and immediately began to organize some of the ingredients he had just brought back. After processing it, Ake turned on the fire and burned the oil. Wait for the oil to burn until lightly smoked. Holding a spoon in his hand, he quickly poured the minced meat, minced garlic, fermented soybeans, red pepper, sweet noodle sauce, and bean paste into the pot. Brush. There was a sound of frying, and the whole pot was bright red. At the same time, it also exudes a bright light. The smell of chili came out immediately too. The pungent aroma made Anko's throat twitch uncontrollably. Then, Ake grabbed the pot and kept tossing it with a spoon. Brush, brush, brush. After a while, the fragrance became stronger and stronger. The color is getting better and better. Then, Ake grabbed a bowl of soup and quickly poured it into the pot. The spoon in the other hand kept stirring without stopping. After waiting for a few seconds, Ake poured all the white soft tofu that had been cut into pieces into the pot. Boom. Then, he took a spoon and poured some cooking wine and seasoning, adding soy sauce and young garlic leaves. Finally, cook slowly over low heat. At this time, the color in the pot has changed to red, green and white, which looks very appetizing. Finally, Ake got out of the pot, poured the tofu onto the plate, and sprinkled a handful of sansho peppers. Then, with lightning speed, the bowl was covered with a stainless steel lid. Put the plate in front of Anko, full of ritual. After Anko stabilized his mind, he slowly opened the lid. Immediately, ZZZ, 853, a dazzling light rushed straight into the sky and radiated out again. The tangy fragrance made the eyes of the three present shine golden. This is the third dish I developed, try it. Anko was already dumbfounded at this time, and he was a little bit at a loss when he stood there. She was completely shocked by the delicious food in front of her. And when Ake urged her again, Hongtuan reacted. Then she quickly picked up a spoon and took a bite. Moment. The rich taste detonates the tongue. Wow. This is really delicious. Ake, get me a bowl of rice. Ake seemed to know that Anko had this request, and quickly handed over a bowl of rice. Immediately afterwards, Anko started a new round of gobbling. Her face also gradually became rosy. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room suddenly exclaimed. Naruto. Shine, shine. Shine again. Deidara. It's amazing. Chef Ake's dishes will shine every time. Jiraiya. What is the principle of this horse riding? Kakuzu. Did you secretly hide the light bulb in the bowl? Tsunade. See how I ate Anko, and I regained my spirits all of a sudden. Little Sakura. Yes. Teacher Anko has been waiting for a long time to eat this seriously. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Hey, look at this child's mausoleum. Yurihong. This seems to be Mapo tofu. It's just that the ones made by Ake look quite appetizing. Hidan. What the hell? It's just a tofu, not only glowing, but also eating people stupid. What's going on? What did Ake add? Inside the video. While Anko was having a good meal, Kukina also walked in with a big belly. She came in by smell. Looking at Anko's bowl of delicacies, Kushina said excitedly. This smells delicious. Is it a new dish? I want to eat this too. Ake, Give me one too. Ake nodded, and then he quickly made another copy and placed it in front of Kukina. Of course, the rice is also put together immediately. Kukina took a sip with a spoon, then her eyes widened suddenly, and she couldn't help shouting. This is delicious. After she finished speaking, she lowered her head and started eating like Anko. Less than a minute. The two ate all the tofu and rice one after another. Anko said with a happy face, "This is really a long-lost time to eat a full stomach." Kurenai patted her stomach and said with a smile, "Me too. What a delicious meal." Seeing the two eating so satisfyingly, many viewers in the live broadcast room also want to eat, very envious. Yukina. I didn't expect that I have a big belly and I eat so much. Yurihong. Seeing you two eating so hard, I'm hungry too. Didera. Seriously, I really want to taste this delicacy too. The coloring alone makes people hungry. Naruto. That's right. My stomach growled when I saw it, I really want to have one. Kakuzu. It seems that Ake's business is about to explode again. If I had this skill, I wouldn't need to do tasks so tiring to make money now. While everyone was talking about it, Ake in the video also took over the store again. Golden fried rice, magic mappo tofu. So far, more and more people come to eat. Hundreds of people line up every day, and at the most time, the line has even reached outside the village. Become a well-known gourmet restaurant, just like that, after a while. Screen transition. At this time, 4th Hokage home. Kushina looked at Minato, touched her big belly, and said excitedly, "Minato, I'm going to be a mother." Namikaze Minato quickly came out of the kitchen and said nervously, "Is baby coming out?" Kushina nodded. "Yes. I feel like it's almost time to come out. It might be this evening." "Then hurry up and discuss with Lord Third Generation." Namikaze Minato goes out quickly. And Kushina held her chin with a happy face. "After Naruto is born, I must give Naruto to eat that mappo tofu once." Seeing what Kushina said, many people couldn't bear it. Naruto. Is this the picture of my birth? I didn't expect that the first thing my mother wanted to do was to take me to eat tofu. 4th Raikage. Good guy, you don't breastfeed newborn babies, you feed them tofu, right? Tsunade. Aren't you afraid of crying? Onoki. As expected of the wife of the 4th generation, the brain circuit is different. Senju Tobarama. Is that tofu so delicious? You actually wanted to eat it for Naruto first? Senju Hashirama. Oh, I really want to eat it too. What kind of taste is that? At this point, the screen changes again. Minato and his wife came to the home of 3rd generation. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the two, and ordered with a serious face. Kushina's delivery is imminent. At this time, it is easy to be conflicted by tailed beasts. The former Nine Tails Jinchuriki Mito is also like this, so when you give birth, you can only be wronged and go to the enchantment outside the village. 1. 4th generation and Kushina glanced at each other to express their understanding. Then Sarutobi Biwa took Kushina to a secret delivery place. When the two passed the corner, they also met Uchiha Makoto, who was oncoming. Uchiha Makoto has just given birth and is still holding Sasuke. Kukina couldn't help but went up to tease her. Not long. It was already dark, and in a secret base in Konoha. Kukina was wearing pajamas, lying on a thin bed and screaming in pain. "Ah. Don't, it hurts." Namikaze Minato on the side anxiously grabbed Kojo's hand and kept encouraging him. Sarutobi Bawako and another nurse were busy, shouting to Kukina, "Come on. Work harder. Come on, come on." After a few more minutes, whoa, woo, a clear child's cry came out. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room was stunned. Didera. F*K. Trough. Live broadcast to have a baby? Jiraiya. Hey. Is this something I can watch? Yurihong. What's going on? Why did you transfer here? Isn't that Kakuna? Kakashi. I have to say, this picture is really unexpected. Kusakina. Ah. It's so embarrassing. Everyone close your eyes. Namikaze Minato. This is too embarrassing. Can such a private matter be broadcast? Onoki. Ha ha ha. This time, Ake's life has given everyone such a blessing. Little Sakura. Hurry up and take Naruto to eat tofu. Ino. Let's have a sip of soup first, and when everyone is discussing vigorously. Suddenly, something that no one could have imagined happened. A man wearing a mask and a black robe suddenly appeared outside the secret room. The camera shot to his feet. Those Anbu members who Konoha sent to protect Kakuna's child have all been killed by him, and the corpses are scattered everywhere. Seeing this, everyone couldn't help feeling a sudden. It's Obito, he's coming to take 9 tails. Immediately afterwards, the screen changed. In the room, Bawako smiled and carried Naruto to the next room with the nurse. Namikaze Minato and Kakuna were talking to each other happily. Sudden. Ah. 2 exclamations came. Then I saw Obito appearing in the room with Naruto in his arms. Lake Biwa and the nurse were killed by him on the spot. Namikaze Minato was taken aback, and when he was about to do it, 0. Obito threw Naruto into the air with a face full of disdain. Brush. Next second. Namikaze Minato disappeared from the spot and quickly caught his child. However, Naruto's baby was already covered with detonating symbols. Rumble. Namikaze Minato tore off the swaddling clothes and used the flying thunder god to escape quickly. But Kakuna fell into the hands of Obito. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room exclaimed. Kakashi. Damn it. Obito is really here to snatch 9 tails. Nohara Lin. Ah. I really can't figure out why he would do this. That's our teacher's family. Naruto. Bastard. Isn't that kid me? He was almost killed by a bomb. Onoki. This is the beginning of the 9 tails riot. I didn't expect it to be Uchiha Obito. Black Soil. You are so cruel to children. The king is really a scumbag. Sarutobi Hiruzen. It turned out that Lake Biwa was really killed by you, kid. This old man is inseparable from you. There was a lot of abuse for Obito's behavior. Itself belongs to the Uchiha clan. He actually bullied his teacher and killed his ancestors, and almost killed his teacher's child. It's really inhumane. Immediately afterwards. Screen transition. In a dark world. Obito bound Kakuna to the boulder with iron chains. Because she had just given birth, Kakuna had dark circles under her eyes, her face was pale, and she was out of breath. In addition, the clothes themselves are thin, and the clothes at this time are torn and tattered, and the white and tender skin is looming. Seeing this, Ju Shisuo of Chengwang World became even more shy. She covered her face, suddenly embarrassed and ashamed. This picture is too unbearable. Quite a few viewers in the live broadcast room were also dumbfounded at this moment. Who would have thought that when the camera turned around, something even more explosive would come again? Jiraiya. Damn. This is too much to think about. Onoki. What did Obito do to his teacher's wife? Kakashi. Ah. Are you still human? Hidan. What the hell? Is Obito good at this one? In a certain cave. Obito was also a little embarrassed watching the images played on the screen. He didn't have any idea about Kukina, he just wanted to release 9 tails. In the end, looking at it this way, he was considered a pervert man. Just when everyone was talking about it, Obito in the video also started his own actions. He opened his Sharingan and successfully controlled the 9 tails in Morona. Brush. Boom. Ah. Accompanied by Kakuna's heart-piercing shout. Next second. A monster exuding the red horror chakra appeared in everyone's sight. And it is 9 tails demon fox. Ow. The released 9 tails roared, unleashing a powerful aura. Many people are intimidated. At the same time, everyone can't help but worry about 0.0. Next, it's 9 tails riot. You must know that this night, the whole village was almost destroyed by it. There were countless casualties. And Obito, who released 9 tails and Obito, didn't care about Kukina anymore, and directly brought 9 tails to the heights of Konoha village. Most of the villagers screamed and ran away in fright. Obito used Sharingan to control 9 tails and commanded murderously. Go. Destroy Konoha. 9 tails stared with scarlet eyes. The hatred in my body is one after another. it stretches out its claws and immediately starts destroying buildings. Everyone held their breath and looked at the screen quietly. However, just when Nine Tails was about to make a move, an unexpected scene suddenly appeared. Just now, Nine Tails exuded a powerful momentum and looked extremely fierce. At this moment, he suddenly froze for a moment. It shook its body slightly and turned its head to one side, as if looking for something. Nine Tails. Hurry up. Obito seemed to think that Nine Tails didn't hear his order just now, so he shouted again. Nine Tails immediately poised for destruction again. However, it only lasted a few seconds. Its movements are sluggish again. He opened his mouth, drooling unconsciously, looking around like a shark smelling blood. No heed to Obito's orders. This bizarre situation made Obito, who has always been calm and confident, a little confused. What's the situation? Why don't you listen to my command? Nine Tails, I let you destroy Konoha, Hawkeye. However, Nine Tails seemed to smell something. Keep breathing, and start sniffing everywhere. Obito was even more flustered. This situation completely exceeded his expectations. Nine Tails actually continued to resist his orders, standing still and looking around. It seems that something is attracting it. At the same time, Obito also inadvertently smelled a fragrance. This smells so good. What is it? Following the smell, Obito also looked around. But at this moment, boom! A golden ray of light soars into the sky. Like a giant dragon ascending, it turned into a huge beam of light and rushed into the sky, only to disappear in smoke in the end. See this scene. Obito freaks out instantly. Then, what is that thing? Is it some kind of ninjutsu? There is someone in Konoha village who can use such powerful ninjutsu. Seeing Obito flustered and terrified, the audience in the live broadcast room all burst into laughter. And not long after, Obito also found the source of that light. Impressively, it is in front of a ramen restaurant called Ichiraku. And that peculiar fragrance also comes from here. A young man was burning a fire, holding a pot, and kept stirring something. That mouth-watering aroma is coming from that pot. It's that guy's cooking. How can it be? It's just cooking. Why does it emit such an attractive aroma? And what's with this gloss? It's really not ninjutsu. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room couldn't help it, and they were all boiling. Naruto. I'm still curious why Nine Tails doesn't listen to Obito's command, but the reason turned out to be that Ake's stir-fried dishes attracted Five Tails. Black soil. Is the smell so delicious? Let the ruthless Nine Tails who only know how to destroy be conquered. Yurihong. Terrible. I remember that Nine Tails started attacking the village insanely here, but now they are stopped by Ake. Kakashi. I said before that being a chef is nothing to do, but now, a single dish can help the entire Konoha village in a disguised form, so that everyone in the village can have time to escape. 1. Hidan. Do you want to be so outrageous? Nine Tails is the strongest tail beast. Even he can't escape the temptation of Ake. Terumi Mei. No, it should be said that the dishes made by Ake are so magical. After all, wasn't Orochimaru, who was fleeing for his life, also attracted by this? Sarutobi Hiruzen. According to this situation, will Nine Tails eat the dishes made by Ake directly, so as to stop its destruction? Uchiha Madara. Huh, don't you guys find a point? It's already the time of this kind of chaos. Ake seems to be in a hurry. Uchiha Fugaku. Exactly. Nine Tails have appeared, and he is not in the calm dish. Onoki. This kind of scene really makes the old man amazed. I dare not even think about it. Senju Hashirama. How fragrant is the Mapo tofu? Nine Tails is dripping all over the floor. Nohara Lin. Obito probably can't figure it out. How can there be light in the pot? Asterisk. For a while, the audience was crazily complaining. Both Nine Tails and Obito were attracted by Ake's Mapo tofu. Especially Nine Tails, who always cared only about killing, suddenly turned into a hungry wild dog. And in the video, after looking at Ake's position for a while, Obito quickly withdrew his thoughts. After all, he hasn't forgotten what he is doing. Damn it, 9 tails, obey me, destroy Konoha first. Immediately, Obito desperately began to instill pupil power, and leeway obeyed his command. Clap. The huge pupil power poured out. 9 tails' brain was gradually controlled, and his consciousness slowly dissipated in the wild. It started to move its body involuntarily, destroying Konoha. It's just that, on the other side, the smell of Ake's cooking is also crazily disturbing, causing 9 tails to move extremely slowly, constantly stopping and going. It's like disconnecting at any time and reconnecting immediately. Obito collects and releases. It took a lot of stamina. Within a few minutes I was out of breath. Damn. What kind of power is this? Even 9 tails can interfere. There is no time to entangle here. Obito became ruthless and used all his pupil power to control 9 tails. Boom. 9 tails' mind was completely manipulated. Finally, he was so numb that he couldn't even smell the smell. So far, the 9 tails rebellion of Sleepy Leaf has kicked off. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room were dumbfounded. Kakashi. Terrible. If Obito's pupil power and concentration were not strong enough, maybe 9 tails would have been controlled by Ake. Yurihong. Ake almost made Konoha's savior. Sarutobi Hiruzen. A small dish of mapo tofu is so useful at critical moments. Deidara. Oh my god. This is too unbelievable. Uchiha Madara. Although Ake is just a chef now, his dishes can dominate some things at critical moments. Jiraiya. Obito was so anxious, he almost lost control. Namikaze Minato. Hey, what a pity, even though it was just a little bit short, the 9 tails rebellion broke out. Everyone was talking about it, but no one thought that Ake would almost become a savior. Obviously just a cook. Obviously didn't do other things at all, just concentrate on cooking. But he almost stopped the 9 tails rebellion. It's outrageous. Next, video conversion. After Ake's cooking loses its effect, the 9 tails rebellion still happened as it happened in history. And the day after the end of the 9 tails rebellion, 3rd Hokage also announced the death of 4th Hokage. The whole Konoha village was full of sadness, and everyone was greatly shocked. 3 days later, a mass funeral is held. The sky was dark and it was raining lightly. All that was left of Konoha village was the ruins. Looking around, there is not a single intact building to be found. But, on this day, all the villagers in Konoha village did not rebuild their houses. Instead, they are all dressed in black clothing. They attended the funeral of Namikaze Minato and his wife, as well as those ninjas who lost their lives in the 9 tails rebellion, with solemn expressions. In that dark crowd, Ake's expression is also very serious. His eyes were stern, and he looked straight ahead sadly. Obviously, for the deaths of Namikaze Minato and his wife. He was also in a complicated mood and felt a little uncomfortable inside. Yurihong. Hey, a lot of people died in this riot, and the couples of the 4th generation all left one after another. Haitu. My husband doesn't seem to be feeling well either. He used to be a regular patron of Juhuatai. Onoki. That's right, Kakuna is also an acquaintance of his, so he also has certain feelings. Jiraiya. Oh, what a pity, if Ake's dishes attracted 9 tails, I'm afraid Minato and the others might not have an accident. Conan. That can't be helped. Ake himself doesn't know that his dishes are so attractive, right? Tamari. Seeing that Ake is feeling uncomfortable, I feel bad too. Work. Next, in the video, the funeral was over quickly. And Ake also returned to the shop with his hand. Not long after, Anko also came to the shop. She looked at Ake, who was packing up the mess with no expression on his face, and comforted in a low voice. I know that Kakuna's death has hit you a little bit. After all, she and I are regulars at your place. You still remember the scene where she and I ate mapo tofu at your place a few days ago. However, you can't be too sad, after all, it's a disaster we can't fight against. Hearing this, Ake sighed deeply, then looked at Anko seriously and said, Hey. I didn't do enough. 1. I thought I could attract 9 tails with mapo tofu. However, in the end it was controlled by that person. If my dishes were more delicious, maybe the ending would not be like this. After hearing Ake's words, The audience in the live broadcast room were all very surprised. Little Sakura. Nani? Ake deliberately cooked dishes to attract 9 tails? Uchiha Madara. Didn't I say that before? Didn't you realize that Ake was a little unreasonably calm at the time? Hidan. No way. I thought it was a coincidence, but Ake did it on purpose? Deidara. Damn it. You are indeed Master Ake. It turns out that everything is in his calculations. Kakashi. See. Now that I think about it, something was wrong. 9 tails appeared, and everyone was running away in a panic. Only Ake was cooking delicious food calmly, which is really puzzling. Onoki. That's right, it's really weird, but in the face of 9 tails, Ake, who doesn't know ninjutsu, can still cook calmly. Her courage is really shocking. Sarutobi Hiruzen. For Konoha and to stop 9 tails, he stood up resolutely. Naruto. Isn't this too powerful? Uchiha Madara. Well, not bad. As expected of my former friend. What happened to the first order chef? You can still do great things in your own way. For a moment, everyone was shocked. I thought it was an accident that Ake's cuisine attracted 9 tails. But everyone didn't expect that Ake cooked on purpose to attract 9 tails. This guy is counting again. Inside the video. Anko was also a little surprised at this time. Immediately she reacted and said, no wonder 9 tails didn't attack immediately after it appeared, but because your dishes attracted its attention. Ake nodded, thought for a while and said, yes, unfortunately, I failed to attract it, which made the 4th generation couple die. Hey, actually, I've always had a dream. What is dream? Anko asked with a frown. Ake put down the things in his hand, then thought seriously and said, I want to use cooking to change the ninja world and bring peace to the ninja world. As soon as these words came out, the audience in the live broadcast room was silent for a few seconds, and then everyone became a sensation. Little Sakura. Come. Finally come. Kakashi. Is this going to start again? Naruto. I knew it. He won't be satisfied with the status quo. Ake plans to make the ninja world peaceful again. Yurihong. But this time he only needs a spoon, is that okay? Deidara. Haha. Master I 100 grams finally said his most famous words again. What's wrong with a spoon? I'm sure he can do it. Onoki. Well. Although this is really hard to believe, but he is Ake, who made. I have done so many unbelievable things, maybe this time too. Uchiha Madara. A dish of Mapo tofu can almost control 9 tails. It is really possible that he can make some delicious dishes to control other people or tailed beasts. Hidan. But I always think it's too idealistic. Ake's own strength is too weak, and the ninja world is very cruel. Maybe he will be slaughtered at any time. Ghost. That's right, his path will be very difficult. Basically there is no chance of success. Haitu. Don't underestimate my husband, he will create miracles. Tsunade. That's right. You can't look at Ake with normal people's thinking. Maybe he will really bring peace to the ninja world through cooking. Because of Ake's speech, he said that he wanted to bring peace to the ninja world. Most of the audience in the live broadcast room are optimistic about him, but there are also some who are not optimistic about him. After all, Ake is a common person himself, and it will be extremely difficult to create a world in the ninja world. Maybe one day he will be killed directly by someone who knows ninjutsu. Everything is just fantasy. In the ninja world, strength has always been used to speak. Next, in the screen. Anko also stared at Ake in great surprise and said, can this be done? Ake looked into the distance, nodded and said, although it is very difficult, I believe that as long as you work hard enough, you will definitely have a chance. Hearing this, Anko became a little anxious and said in a panic, are you going to continue to retreat and develop new dishes? Ake looked back at Anko, then nodded silently. Anko quickly grabbed Ake's clothes and said more urgently, no, that won't work. If you retreat, then I will not eat well, and I will not be able to swallow. Maybe one day I will starve to death on the street. This time, let me be your assistant. I will help you by your side, and you will cook for me. Ake froze for a moment, then lowered his head and thought. And Anko shook Ake's arm back and forth. Just promise me. I will never make trouble for you. I just want to eat your food. Ake shook his head helplessly, then sighed. Okay. I promise you. Anko's eyes widened in an instant, then hugged Ake, and exclaimed. Aw. That's great. That's great. Thank you, Ake. Didera. F*K. Trough. This woman is going to be with Master Ake, right? Yurihong. Hong is really a foodie. In order to eat, she would rather help Ake. Naruto. If it were me, I would be willing to serve such a chef. Sarutobi Hiruzen. I just don't know what dishes Ake will research and come out. I'm looking forward to it. Namikaze Minato. Yes, Ake can make delicacies that Orochimaru and Nine Tails want to eat, and the future development is unimaginable. Hidan. It is so simple to accept a Jonin thug. Will there be more such people around Ake in the future? Fourth Raikage. It is very possible. Maybe it can slowly form an unimaginable force. While everyone was discussing, the screen changed. Time flies, and the length of this research and development is staggering. In the blink of an eye, 5 years have passed. Inside the video. In the morning, the sun had just risen. Konoha Village. Ichiraku Ramen Restaurant is still the same as before, not much has changed. In the kitchen, the grown-up Ake is busy preparing materials. Today's him has long since faded away from the immaturity and innocence of the past. Become more mature and manly. The facial features are also more three-dimensional and distinct. And beside Ake, there is a slim girl with a proud figure, that is Anko. She was smiling, gentle and virtuous to help. The two often exchanged glances and smiles. It seems that the relationship has been extremely close. Didera. It's been too long this time. 5 years have passed like this. Kakashi. Good guy, 5 years of research and development. What has Ake's cooking skills become? Black soil. Could it be so direct that it can control people's hearts? Terumi Mei. It's been so long. Maybe. Tsunade. I'm more curious about the relationship between these two people. Anko's eyes seem to be more than just assistants. In the discussion of everyone. Soon, today's first guest came in. I saw him with gold hair and 6 beards on his face. It is Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto came in crying, and sat in the corner with an uncomfortable face. Anko hurried over, then patted Naruto on the shoulder and asked, "What's wrong? Naruto, you've been crying so early in the morning." Naruto sobbed. I was bullied again. They all called me a monster, and said I was a fox who killed many people in the village. But, I haven't harmed anyone, woo woo woo. Ake also came out at this time, then touched Naruto's head, and comforted him gently. It's okay. Don't listen to their nonsense. It happens that you are the first guest. Let me make you a bowl of soup. Anko also smiled and pinched Naruto's face and said, "That's right. Naruto is so cute. How could he be a girl? Wait until Ake big brother cooks something delicious for you." Afterwards, Ake entered the kitchen and began to tinker. Not long after, he brought out a cantaloupe and placed it in front of Naruto. Naruto looked left and right suspiciously, then asked, What is this? Isn't it just a piece of fruit?" Ake explained. "It's bouncing turtle soup, a soup that's very practical for you." Practical? Naruto looked surprised. Do you feel that your temper can be easily irritable at times? And once you get angry, a different chakra will leak out of your body? After thinking about it carefully, Naruto nodded. I have this symptom. But how did you know? Ake smiled slightly, and continued, it's all because of the 9 tails in your body. So, I added a special chakra to this soup, which can effectively soothe 9 tails' emotions and make it more docile. That way, you won't feel sick. Hearing this, the audience in the live broadcast room was dumbfounded. Kakashi. Hey, what is Ake talking about? His soup can soothe 9 tails. Third Raikage. I'll go. Why can chakra be so awesome? Little Sakura. Isn't the point that Ake can extract chakra? It seems that he has grown in the past 5 years. Onoki. I think watching must be comforting Naruto. Tailed beasts are manic and restless, and it is impossible to comfort them, let alone drinking soup. Luo Sha. Yes, it is impossible for such a thing to happen in this world. It must be just to give Naruto psychological comfort, so as to affect his mood as a kind of psychological therapy. Uchiha Madara. HMPH, a bunch of ignorant guys are judging Ake here? Don't you believe that he did so many horrible things before? Senju Hashirama. That's true. Don't use common sense to think about this matter. Anyway, I believe in Ake. Deidara. You must believe it. Didn't Nine Tails attract you before? 5 years later, isn't it normal for Master Ake to research dishes that make Nine Tails less irritable? Haitu. Exactly. What Ake said is definitely useful. Namikaze Minato. Hey, if it works, then Naruto is really lucky. Kusakina. I'm so nervous, I must be able to do it. At this time, in Konoha, in the ninja school, Naruto also looked at the big screen in a daze. Is this really okay? And Nine Tails in his body also frowned and said, how is it possible? Drinking this bowl of soup can soothe my emotions. What nonsense is this guy talking about? Nine Tails simply doesn't believe in such a wicked thing. A bowl of soup can get it done. Then those Jinchuriki and 4th Hokage all died in vain? Next, in the video, Naruto was also a little dumbfounded at this moment. He stood there blankly for a while. In the end, it was Anko who reminded him, which made Naruto calm down. Okay, I'll try. Immediately, Naruto took a spoon, took a bite and fed it into his mouth. Gudong. When this soup enters the body, Naruto instantly felt a warm current wrapped in his body, extremely comfortable. Immediately, all distracting thoughts in his heart were emptied at this moment. Feel a sense of inner peace and tranquility not long. Naruto's eyes widened in shock, he touched his stomach, and felt that the stomach was warmer than before, as if something had changed. How? Ake asked with a smile. Okay, it seems to really work. I feel like my emotions have really stabilized. Nine Tails' chakra is not so grumpy anymore. Hear Naruto's words. The audience in the live broadcast room were all dumbfounded. Many people are even wondering if Naruto made a mistake. It is normal to know that when people are in a bad mood, drinking a bowl of hot soup or eating some delicious food will improve their mood. Did Naruto get this feeling wrong? However, they haven't waited for them to refute. Immediately afterwards, the camera switches. Inside Naruto's body. In a dark and damp passage, there was a strong musty smell in the air mixed with the smell of sweat. The lighting is dim, and it is difficult to see clearly, which makes people feel extremely dull and uncomfortable. The bottom has been filled with stagnant water, and the mud is sticky and slippery. There's a rotten smell that's disgusting. And at the end of the passage, there is a cage that looks huge, but is actually very crowded and narrow. In this cage, Nine Tails was roaring, grabbing the iron rod with its sharp claws and slapping it vigorously. Bang bang bang. Ah! Nine Tails is in a very violent mood. However, the next moment, suddenly, a blue chakra suddenly fell from the sky. This chakra, and its slow speed gradually approached the cage. At this time, the crazy Nine Tails also discovered this chakra. It stopped moving, looked dissatisfied and said, HMPH. What is this? However, when the chakra slowly fell, passed through the cage, and attached to Nine Tails' body. Nine Tails' expression has actually changed. It felt comfortable for a while, as if being gently caressed by a big warm hand. And with this particular chakra drifting more and more, close the cage of Nine Tails, and the environment begins to change drastically. The originally dark and humid air was purified and refreshed as if these chakras carried filth. The pervasive musty and sweaty smell is also gone. The originally closed sky, because of chakras falling, began to melt into big holes. Light penetrated the perimeter of the cage. These chakra fell to the ground, like red-hot lead lumps falling on the ice, and began to melt large holes on these surfaces. The stagnant water began to leak. There is wind blowing in. Not long. The entire ceiling and ground have become potholed, and there are huge voids everywhere. The originally suppressed space becomes open and bright. As the light increases, the entire dark cage even appears to be illuminated by the sun and blown by the breeze. Such a change came too suddenly. Nine Tails didn't react for a while. After a while, Nine Tails slowly lowered her paws, and her mood became smoother. In the end, lying on the ground, blowing the dry breeze, I lay down very comfortably. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room was silent for a moment, and then, everyone was boiling. Senju Hashirama. Damn. This. What's going on? Luo Sha. This. How is this possible? Deidara. Oh my god. Chef Ake's soup really worked its magic. It calmed down Nine Tails directly. Third Raikage. Unbelievable. This actually works. Hidan. I'll go. How did he do it? How did he melt away the ceiling? Fourth Raikage. Exactly. Not only did it calm down the irritable Nine Tails, but it also completely changed the environment in which Nine Tails lived in Naruto. Haitu. It's completely beyond the scope of understanding. Ake's husband's cooking skills have reached such a godlike state. Kakashi. Too strong. Is this really just a bowl of soup? This is beyond the scope of cooking. Namikaze Minato. Even though I believed Ake's words before, it's still surprising that Nine Tails can go smoothly. Kusukuna. That's great. In this way, Naruto won't suffer from Nine Tails' backlash. Uchiha Madara. It's outrageous, but if Ake did it, I would take it for granted. Killer Bee. How can it be like this? What kind of magic is mixed in his soup, Baga? It's not just what the audience in the live broadcast room watched. At this time, Nine Tails in Naruto's body is also dumbfounded. A bowl of soup can really calm down one's emotions, and it can also completely change this dark and narrow cage. Did he even fall asleep on his stomach as if nothing had happened? That bowl of soup is really so powerful. Nine Tails gritted his teeth. Honestly, he really wants the environment in the video. An important reason why I get angry is because this broken cage is too narrow. Dark and damp, airtight, and water in the ground. Can't even turn over. But Ake actually used a bowl of soup to change the appearance of this cage. Not only is there no stagnant water, there are countless big holes in the sky and on the ground. It can even blow dry. It's so comfortable too. Inside the video, after a while of comfort, Naruto immediately hugged the cantaloupe and drank all of it into his stomach. Finally, with a relaxed expression on his face, he said thankfully. Ake big brother, thank you so much, this soup is so good. Give me, good, an indescribable sense of comfort. Ake tidied up and replied with a smile. Remember, come and drink a bowl every day from now on. My cooking has the effect of soothing people's emotions and dissolving hatred. As long as you drink a few more times, it won't take long before you can dissolve the hatred of the Nine Tails in your body, and even fully grasp the power of the Nine Tails in your body. At that time, no one will dare to say anything about you. Naruto stood up and said happily, yes, thank you Ake Gao. In the live broadcast room, everyone was stunned again after hearing Ake's words. Luo Sha. What? Constantly appease the emotions of Nine Tails, and after drinking too much, you can directly grasp the power of the tail beast. What a joke. Uchiha Madara. I've said it all, don't use your mortal mind to explain Ake's methods, he's special. Deidara. Ha ha ha. It's amazing. Chef Ake's cooking skills are no longer pure cooking skills, they have become ninjutsu. Little Sakura. Resolve hatred? This is too strong. Kakashi. If this continues, Naruto will soon become Konoha's great power. Kusakina. Great. This is really great. If there is this kind of soup in reality, it will be more perfect. Joe. Namikaze Minato. Yes, that would save Naruto a lot of suffering. Hidan. It seems that Naruto will also become Ake's younger brother. His power has expanded again. Sarutobi Hiruzen. It is really possible to succeed in researching food with such efficacy, as Ake said, using cooking skills to bring peace to the ninja world. Onoki. That's what he can do. Senju Hashirama. Not bad, with such powerful cooking skills, there is every chance to bring peace to the world. Kakuzu. This is really something that people dare not underestimate. If this kind of food is known by other people in the ninja world, it must be very popular. Then, in the video, news of the reopening of Ichiraku ramen restaurant spread quickly. Arrived the next day. Many people heard the news and came to line up for dinner. At the peak, the queue even reached the gate of the village. The popularity of the business made the audience in the live broadcast room dumbfounded. And Naruto insisted on running to drink the soup made by Ake every day. His spirit is getting better and better. The living environment of the nine tails in the body is more and more like a place where people live. The channel became brighter and the stagnant water had dissipated. The iron rods of the cage are also slowly getting thinner. Looking up, the big hole in the ceiling is getting bigger and bigger. Multiple beams of bright sunlight are penetrating from above. Nine Tails is getting more and more comfortable in his cage. I often lie there and sleep quietly. No more manic situations. In the live broadcast room, some viewers were a little emotional when they saw this scene. Namikaze Minato. Naruto's condition is getting better and better. Nine Tails is really getting more and more docile. Ake's cooking is like magic. Kakuna. Yes, woohoo. I'm so touched. I really appreciate Ake. This way, Naruto will be more receptive to Nine Tails chakra. Tamari. I never thought that a tailed beast could become as docile as a cat. Iruka. Has the hatred really been slowly resolved? If more people drink this soup, wouldn't it reduce the disputes in the ninja world a lot? Uchiha Madara. That's right, this is also Ake's original ideal, to bring peace to the ninja world, and it is gradually being realized. Inside the video. This evening, there are very few pedestrians on the street. There are only 1 or 2 customers left in the Ichiraku ramen restaurant. At this time, Danzo, who was blindfolded with one eye, walked into the salesman with his hands behind his back, expressionless and gloomy. Behind him, there are 2 followers of Danzo, whom Konoha is familiar with. Yamanaka Wind and Aburame take root, after the 3 walked in. Before ordering, he immediately muttered in a low voice. What should I do now? Is the next step still to continue the assassination? Aburame took the root and shook his head, sighed and said. It can't be done, it has already been discovered by the 3rd generation project. If I go again, I might fall into the trap set by the 2nd generation project. Next time, I'm afraid he won't easily turn to us. Yamanaka frowned and said, Hey, it's really hard. Aburame also sighed. No way, after all, it's a big deal to assassinate Hokage. Heard the 2 people's discussion, and many viewers in the live broadcast room immediately started discussing it enthusiastically. Naruto. Damn. What are these 2 people talking about? Assassination of Hokage. 4th Raikage. You Konohas are awesome. I remember this person as Danzo. It seems to be the assistant of Hokage. Terumi Mei. 0. What? Hokage assists in assassinating Hokage. Do you want to be so exciting? 2nd Mizukage. What the hell, why is Konoha village so messed up? Kakashi. It should be shortly after Danzo assassinated 3rd generation, but the 2 discussed it in the store like this. Onoki. Hey. These people really have nothing to fear. Luo Sha. No wonder Danzo has a dark face, it turns out he was angry and didn't kill 3rd Hokage. Jiraiya. Seriously, it's all because our 3rd generation is too benevolent. We were assassinated, and we all know who did it, but we didn't try to get it back, and chose to forgive him. Tsunade. HMPH, how can he be kind? He is simply cowardly, afraid of causing trouble. Deidara. This old boy Danzo really wanted to be Hokage all the time. I remember he rebelled without hesitation in the last video. Senju Tobarama. Danzo, have you always hated my choice? Are you so unwilling to choose you as Hokage? Seeing this scene appear on the screen, Danzo and Sarutobi Hiruzen in Konoha's office were also extremely embarrassed. HMPH, it's absurd to actually play these things out. Yuan Fei said something and went out to smoke. Danzo's face was black and he didn't say a word. Next, in the screen. After hearing the 2 people discussing a little loudly, Danzo turned his head and gave the 2 subordinates a hard look. Idiot. Can this kind of thing be discussed outside? Yamanaka Fung and Aburame took the root and quickly shut their mouths. At this time, Anko smiled and walked over with the menu. Master Danzo, what would you like to order today? Danzo said indifferently. Let's just have a few signature dishes. Anyway, your place has been converted into a restaurant, and ramen is not the most important thing. Okay, just a second. Afterwards, Anko returned to the back kitchen. And Ake has been tidying up the kitchen silently, without looking up at anyone. Until Anko walked over and told him what Danzo was going to eat. Only then did Ake start cooking in a leisurely manner. Less than 2 minutes. Anko brought up fried rice, tofu and cantaloupe. Danzo didn't bother to take a closer look. Just picked up the spoon and took a bite. That's it. The expressionless Danzo's eyes widened immediately. Hands froze in midair, stunned. The two subordinates on the side thought that something had happened and were about to step forward to check. Danzo moved again. He quickly scooped up the tofu with a spoon and drank the soup. Eating fried rice with big mouthfuls, at the back, I hugged the cantaloupe and drank it all in one gulp. He ate and drank wildly for 3 minutes. Boom. Danzo just put the cantaloupe on the table. He looked shocked, but said nothing. It's just that for some reason, some changes began to appear in the eyes. From being ferocious just now, it became calm, and even, suddenly, a little more melancholy. Yamanaka Fung and Aburame asked worriedly, Master Danzo, what's wrong with you? Is there something wrong with this soup? Saying that, both of them raised their heads again, staring at Ake and Anko. The atmosphere suddenly became tense, however. Danzo was silent, as if he was reminiscing the taste of the soup he had just had. After thinking about it for 5 minutes, Danzo waved his hand and said, This soup is fine. It's just that, for some reason, I suddenly had some insights. With that said, Danzo stood up, then sighed and said, I shouldn't have done this. Third generation, am I sorry for him? All audience. At the beginning of the second generation project, I was asked to assist Sarutobi so that he could sit firmly in the position of Hokage. And I am the root of Konoha. The two of us are complementary and indispensable, but how can I do the assassination of the third generation for the sake of Hokage's position? This is against the original intention of second generation, and it is also a betrayal of Konoha. It's really unreasonable. Listening to Danzo's words of confession, the two subordinates on the side were stunned. Stupidly stunned there, a little at a loss. In the live broadcast room, all the audience also have distorted faces. Open your mouth. After a few seconds of silence, a lively discussion broke out. Kakashi. F*K. Groove. What's going on with Danzo? Is this confession here? Little Sakura. Is it because of eating Ake's food? He just assassinated third generation. Now he's actually apologizing. Uchiha Fugaku. What is added to this dish? The power is too strong. Black soil. It's chakra. Husband added chakra. Conan. I thought Ake said just now that his cooking has special effects that can make people let go of hatred. It was just to comfort Naruto, but I didn't expect. It can actually do this kind of thing. Jiraiya. Horrible. Anyone like Danzo who deliberately wants to be a Hokage can repent. This effect is unbelievable. Yurihong. Ake's cooking effect is too strong. Even Danzo has been completely changed. Udatane Kaharu. Is this the Danzo I know? Didera. Ha ha ha. Master Ake is about to take off. Onoki. First 9 tails, then Danzo, Ake. Is it really going to gradually resolve everyone's hatred? Kakuzu. If all of them can succeed, then the dream that Ake talked about might really come true. Uchiha Shisui. Does this eat distinguished heavenly gods? Konoha village. In the root secret base. Yamanaka Fung and Aburame Kyujin also looked at each other in dismay. One meal. Actually let their Lord Danzo put down all grievances? You know, the two of them have followed Danzo since they were young, and they know how much each other hates the purpose of third generation. It can be said that I want to kill the third generation all the time and get on the Hokage throne. But the result? Danzo came to his senses and apologized. This is unbelievable. Master Danzo can say these words? Isn't it? As far as the two of us know, Master Danzo has also assassinated the third generation at least 4 times. How can the grievances in this be let go? If you say you regret it, you regret it. Unbelievable. Hokage office. Danzo himself also stared wide-eyed, with a bewildered face. Apparently, he's also completely intimidated by how he looks in the video.
What the hell? You must know that when he assassinated third Hokage, the resentment in his heart was even deeper than now.
It turned out to be a meal. Did you just let go of your grievances? Still feeling guilty? What is this food? Is it poisonous? Next, in the video, in Hokage's office.
Bang bang bang. Suddenly there was a knock on the door.
Please come in. Sarutobi Hiruzen was busy with official duties. Without looking up, he said indifferently. Squeak. The door is opened. Saw Danzo walking in alone. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face darkened instantly. He put down his pen and said in dissatisfaction. What are you doing here? You know, Sarutobi Hiruzen has just been attacked by Danzo not long ago. Very angry about it. Danzo narrowed his eyes, took a long breath, and said sincerely. I came today to apologize to you. Apologize? Surprised, Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at Danzo with wide eyes. Then, he frowned and said uncertainly, what are you apologizing for?
Danzo said with some regret. In these years, because of jealousy, I have resented you, and thus assassinated you again and again.
That shouldn't be. I hope to get your forgiveness, and we will share the leaves of the ceremonial foundation tree together in the future. Ah. Hearing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen opened his mouth wide in surprise. He never expected that Danzo failed to assassinate himself today, and he was taught a lesson by himself, but after the meal was over, he told himself these things. Immediately, Sarutobi Hiruzen was extremely vigilant. Guess what is Danzo's motivation for such a move? However, later, Danzo took out a packaged takeaway and put it on the desk. This is what the boss asked me to bring to you as an apology, you can eat it later. I have other things to deal with, so I won't disturb your work. After speaking, Danzo bowed, turned around and walked away.
Looking at the takeaway on the table, Sarutobi Hiruzen hesitated for a while before opening it slowly.
It was found that there was a meal inside, and the soup filled with cantaloupe. What is the old man doing today? The attitude is obviously wrong, and you actually apologize to me humbly. Is this soup not poisonous? Sarutobi Hiruzen lit his own pipe and smoked dully. After a few minutes, after repeated ideological struggles, he decided to try the soup anyway. Want to come in, Sarutobi Hiruzen? Even if Danzo wanted to hurt himself, he wouldn't be so blatant. Time for a Hokage murder. Danzo, who has always only wanted to compete for Hokage's position, can't stay in the village. Finally, Sarutobi Hiruzen picked up the melon and took a small bite. Well, this tastes really good. Then fried rice, ramen, tofu. Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't stop. I ate it all up. Wow. This is delicious. After savoring the taste of the meal in a chair, Sarutobi Hiruzen rested slowly on the chair. However, a few minutes later, a strange feeling suddenly appeared in his heart. A good comrade in arms back then. I practiced with him under second Hokage, and fought side by side during the Ninja World War. Suddenly it all came to mind. Probation. Sarutobi Hiruzen has also started probation. Then, Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned and muttered to himself. Actually, Danzo isn't too bad a guy. When I was young, I was also considered a very good partner. Reminiscing about the days with him in Kaharu, Homura, it's really pleasant. During these years, I pushed him too hard, right? I don't care much about him. Hey, it's my fault. Konoha entrusted him with many things, and he handled them very well. Danzo is really working hard for Konoha. Otherwise, I'll go and apologize to him too? Listening to Sarutobi Hiruzen's words, the audience in the live broadcast room were almost suffocated. Yurihong. No way. Third generation was also recruited. I actually apologized to Danzo in my heart. Jiraiya. Damn it. What kind of magic is this? In just one meal, the two of them put down all their enmity so easily. Tsunade. Anyway, this is too amazing. These two people have been fighting since they were young, and they have fought each other several times in the middle. I repented and reconciled. Senju Tobarama. Not bad. You two should have done this long ago. Angle. No matter who eats Ake's meal, they can't escape the emotion of letting go of all grievances. Kakashi. Too strong. Really, Deidara. From now on, whoever has a grudge with the other party, just pour a bowl of soup into the other party's mouth. Wouldn't it immediately put down the hatred and become a friend? Kakuzu. This is a big killer. It means to let people put down the butcher knife and become a Buddha immediately. Next, in the video. On this day, it was raining lightly outside. In Ake's store, 2 more customers came. I saw Naruto with gold hair pulling a black-haired, black-eyed little boy with exquisite facial features into the store. And this little boy is Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke shook off Naruto's hand reluctantly, and said angrily. Naruto. Why did you bring me here? You said I'm not hungry, eat. Naruto said with a smile. Don't be so stranger. The food made by Ake Big Brother is delicious. And it will make you feel comfortable, and you won't think too much about troubles. Sasuke said with a straight face and disdain. Mind your own business. You don't need to meddle in my business. With that said, Sasuke was about to leave, but Naruto grabbed Sasuke tightly. Just try it once. You don't feel good after eating it. Anyway, I won't eat dead people. In the end, Sasuke was forced to follow Naruto into the store and sat down under Naruto's soft and hard pressure. Seeing this, many viewers in the live broadcast room, especially Konoha's attention, immediately began to discuss. Kakashi. Hey. Naruto like this, is it out of good intentions to help resolve Sasuke's hatred? Iruka. That's right. He has tried it himself, so he wants to make his friends better. Yurihong. But, is this really feasible? Sasuke's hatred is extraordinary. Hyuga Hiyashi. I find it difficult. Sasuke witnessed that incident at a very young age. How could he forgive his brother easily? Anko. That's right. Although I also believe that the soup made by Ake has miraculous effects, I'm afraid it won't work on a black and disabled person like Sasuke. That incident is too hard to let go. Uchiha Madara. What are you all talking about? What about that? What happened to this kid in my Uchiha family? It even makes you think that Ake's cooking is useless. Uchiha Fugaku. This. Madara Patriarch, I don't know how to say it. Tsunade. Actually it's nothing, just Sasuke's big brother. Uchiha Itachi wiped out the Uchiha clan, and now Sasuke is the only Uchiha in the village. Jiraiya. Well, that's right, and Sasuke saw his parents being killed by Itachi at the beginning, so he felt that such hatred might be difficult to resolve. Hear this. The whole live broadcast room suddenly fell silent. At this time, in the net field world, Uchiha Madara froze in place, as if being hit with a stick, unable to speak for a long time. What? Genocide. The Uchiha clan he was once proud of was completely killed. Moreover, he was killed by his own people. Uchiha Madara feels incomprehensible. When I died, didn't the clansmen live well in Konoha? Originally, he planned to wait until he was resurrected again. Just draw all the people of the Uchiha clan to his side to conspire for great things.
As a result, now I know that there is only one child left in the whole family.
The key is that the person who did such a thing as extermination is actually one of his own. Immediately, he angrily cursed loudly in the live broadcast room. Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Itachi, you bastard, have you lost your mind? Why do you want to kill your own people? Even your own parents won't let you go. Are you a beast? Uchiha Madara. You should feel honored to be part of the Uchiha clan. Why do you still have the evil idea of killing your own people? Are you mad? If the old man can be resurrected for one day, I will surely tear you to pieces. Uchiha Fugaku. Hey. Didn't dare to tell Madara Patriarch about this at that time. It's just that I was born with a sinful disorder. I'm not a filial son. Uchiha Tajima. Patriarch Madara. You have to decide for us. This bastard Itachi took advantage of my unpreparedness to launch a sneak attack and kill my family. Uchiha Kunimitsu. That's right. I haven't had a date yet, but Itachi killed me with a sword. It's really disgusting. I don't usually provoke him. Uchiha Maiching. Woohoo. That night I was about to have dinner with my mother when he suddenly barged in. I don't know him well. Why did he kill me and my mother? Uchiha Makoto. Hey. It's my fault. The discipline is not strict. Let him listen to other people's words. He is obsessed with ghosts. Akatsuki. Uchiha Itachi looked at the words that his parents and many members of the Uchiha clan were crying. At this time, he was also a little embarrassed, and he didn't know how to refute. That night was really crazy, killing many innocent people. However, Itachi didn't regret it at all. Whenever he does it again, he will still make the same choice. Because, in Itachi's heart, only by doing this can Yuhi be stabilized and his younger brother can live a good life. While many members of the Uchiha clan were crying to each other, Uchiha Madara was angrily cursing in the live broadcast room. In the picture, Anko looked at the two young guests who came in and greeted them warmly. Naruto, Sasuke, what do you want to eat? Naruto said loudly. I want a golden fried rice, a ramen, a soup, and a mapo tofu. In short, order whatever you want. Grandpa third generation just gave me living expenses. Naruto ordered several delicacies in a row. Sasuke snorted coldly and said, order so much, can you finish eating? Naruto said cheerfully, don't worry, it's okay if you can't finish eating, the main thing is to make you happy. Anko patted Naruto's head with a smile, then went to the back kitchen and informed Ake. Ake naturally also sees Naruto and Sasuke. He didn't say much, and immediately started cooking. Not long after, the golden fried rice was brought up. Looking at the golden rice, Sasuke's Adam's apple couldn't help but move. Then I picked up the spoon and couldn't help trying a sip. Sasuke closed his eyes and groaned in enjoyment. Naruto asked with some concern, how do you feel now? Sasuke nodded and said, it tastes really good. Naruto asked eagerly, what else? Sasuke looked at Naruto suspiciously. What else? Naruto continued to ask, do you still want to take revenge on your big brother? Sasuke said without hesitation, of course I want to. I want to dream. Just after saying this, mapo tofu just happened to be brought over. Naruto hurriedly pushed the dish in front of Sasuke. Then try this again. Sasuke took the spoon, took a bite and put it in his mouth. Immediately afterwards, he appeared to be enjoying himself. Naruto asks again, do you still want to take revenge on your big brother? At this time, Sasuke's face was hesitant, and his eyes were a little confused. Seeing this scene, Naruto urged, then don't think about it, eat first, eat quickly. Sasuke nodded ignorantly. Then I didn't care too much, and continued to eat. After all, the food in front of you is really delicious. Immediately afterwards, Anko brought melon soup and ramen. The two buried their heads and started eating together. Before long, several dishes were eaten by them. After Naruto patted his belly in satisfaction. Then he immediately looked at Sasuke next to him and said seriously, now? Do you still have a grudge against your big brother? Sasuke stared at Naruto suspiciously. I can't help but start imagining the appearance of my big brother and all the interesting things that happened with Itachi back then. After a minute of thoughtful recollection, Sasuke shook his head slowly. There doesn't seem to be any hatred for him. Anyway, Gao has always loved me. Even if he did some excessive things, he naturally has his reasons and ideas. I should trust him and understand him. The big brother must have his own difficulties. At this time, Sasuke seemed to have suddenly realized, I can't bear the slightest bit of hatred for Itachi. Still thinking about what kind of difficulties my big brother encountered in the first place, and then did such a thing. Hearing this, the live broadcast room instantly boiled. Didera. Damn it. Master Ake's dishes really have the ability to dissolve hatred. After a few dishes, Sasuke immediately becomes a saint. Yurihong. Incredible. Can the hatred of extermination really be resolved? Hidan. That's the enemy who killed your whole family, exterminated your whole clan. If you say forgive, forgive me. Sasuke, can you be a little more principled? Fourth Raikage. What an elmhead, I forgot everything in a blink of an eye. Uchiha Fugaku. Oh. Sasuke, you should be sober. How can you just forget about such a deep hatred? Uchiha Kunimitsu. How can you forgive Itachi? Sasuke, You are the only one left who can avenge us. .00 Uchiha Madara. Both brothers are idiots. And Naruto, the little guy too. Why did you bring Sasuke to Ake? He should have revenge on his big brother.
Uchiha Izuna. That's right. Why did Naruto help Sasuke let go of his hatred? That's a bloody feud. He made it so that Itachi did what he did before as if it didn't happen.
Iruka. Hey, Naruto also has a good heart and wants Sasuke to be happy. In school, Sasuke has always been alone and lived very lonely. Kakashi. Faced with that kind of encounter, no one will be happy, and Naruto simply let friends live together. Besides, being blinded by hatred, Sasuke's future development is also very dangerous. Kusakina. That's right. Don't talk about Naruto, he's kind too. Uchiha Madara. Huh. I don't want to see what's going on. Many spectators are noisy. On the one hand, everyone was shocked that Sasuke would really forgive Itachi, and on the other hand, they had different views on Naruto's approach. But, no matter what. After all, Sasuke gave up revenge after eating the dishes made by Ake. Then, the screen suddenly changed. The timeline came to the Chunin exam. Hidden Village, Yinyan Village, and other young ninjas came to Konoha one after another.
Just when everyone started the game in full swing.
Inside the Ichiraku ramen restaurant, Ake is still busy. Because of the beginning of the Chunin exam, more outsiders also came. For a time, the business of the store became even more popular. Seeing this, many viewers in the live broadcast room suddenly had some expectations. Because everyone has already known that Orochimaru will come to Konoha village during this period. Kakashi. It's actually the Chunin exam. In Anko's life, the third generation was killed by Orochimaru here. Jiraiya. That's right. Orochimaru will enter the village, but will he go to Ake's shop this time? Tsunade. Maybe he will go, he used to eat a bowl of ramen just to escape. Deidara. Then if Orochimaru eats Ake's dish that will dissolve hatred, shouldn't he just give up the sneak attack on Konoha village? Onoki. It's hard to tell. After all, someone can give up their genocide. The key is whether Orochimaru will come to the store to try it. Yurihong. If he really went, how would Orochimaru react when he saw Anko? For a while, everyone was looking forward to Orochimaru's performance. No one can predict how the plot will end next.